Let's go live. How you doing today? Um, just checking in. Waiting on the judge. Yeah, usually I only have him on for Man Up Monday, but I did want to get him back on to discuss some things that's going on lately. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm like, wow. Every time I look around, it's something to make your head spin. Um, um, I don't know. But how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everybody out there is doing fine. There's so much to talk about, so much manning up to do, um, and so little time to man up. You don't man up right now in 2021. I'm sorry, brother, but you are lost. I hate to tell you that. Um, I did finish nutrition as well. How you doing, Time Salvador? I'm sure the judge will be glad to have you back in the building. You know, I don't know how me and the judge, we have good chemistry when we come on. He breaks down a lot of things if he's able to. So I do want his opinion on a lot of things going on. Actually, some factual data that he probably would come to um honor for you to be here too as well. Um, for him to be here and we're gonna see what he's got up his sleeve. You know. Okay. Okay, getting on. Okay, that's pretty good, Judge. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't have to wait that long. So I'm getting acclimated. A lot of things been going on. A lot of death in the family or family friends at least, from California and stuff. So, but you gotta how you doing, DV Douglas? Um, thank you, brother. To you for your comment of what's up, DJ. So thank you very much. As well. I'm happy that you joined tonight. Let me see. Where is the judge? I think he said he's getting on, but anybody know? Yeah, thank you for the condolences. It happens. You know, it's life, so we have to balance out. A lot of stuff. There's so much stuff going on, and I said I got to get back on here, and you have to get back to it because wow, I'm like this thing is everything is getting out of hand, and I don't think that we can. So when somebody like the judge is willing to come on and speak, I got to take the opportunity that I have to get him on because it's a lot of others that I don't really look up to because they don't put us behind the eight ball, but some of them you have to look up to so and make sense. And when they come on, you have to listen to them because disagree or not. I mean, nobody agrees to everything, but the judge has a unique way of breaking things down from the manhood perspective. So it kind of resonates with me, being with the people that I've been around in life. After the 1990s, baby, there's a lost generation, though. So I don't know. Some people don't get it, but we got some young people, Queen Lauren and got Sherry Dawson. Shout out to her. They got the cryptocurrency thing going on April 16th, 6:30. I might not be able to attend that because I think I have a wedding that day, but yeah, I mean, but I should be able to put that information out. Um, so Where's this guy, man? This guy that always, he take a little bit of time to come on. I don't know what that is. Um, let's see. In time, I think you from Memphis with the judge, so I think a lot of stuff is going on in Tennessee as well. Yes. Um, let's see. This guy, man. Come on, man. Come on. This guy crazy. Um, I don't know where he's at, but um, I don't know. This guy's weird. Okay, so that's not good. Okay, I just sent it to her in. Um, I don't know what's going on with that situation. Let's see. Okay, he must be having a hard time getting on or something. I don't know. I don't know. Just waiting. But we're gonna talk about BLM. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff that's been going on in the news over the last week. So um, I'm pretty sure this will be kind of interesting. How he probably has got probably a unique way of breaking this stuff down. So let's see what was the topics. We're gonna talk about the Minnesota trial and the manhood crisis. That's what we're gonna talk about. So I had to make sure I had to remember what we're even talking about here. There's so much going on. I could bring up a lot of things. So you know, it is what it is. Um, Soon as it gets to the building, I don't know what to start off with first. It's almost so much stuff to jump on that you could tackle. Border crisis. um, so many other things I really can't explain. I really need to pull up an article though while I'm waiting. Okay. That's, that's pretty interesting. Also subscribe to kingbjmedia.com or that's the website kingbjmedia.com so you can get the news off my website as well. Um, Hello, Judah Queen. How are you doing? Pretty good. I'm just trying to pull up something off this website to show y'all if you're interested in cryptocurrency. Um, Trying to find it while I'm looking for it. It's not. My computer's kind of slow downloading. Good evening, Donald Washington. Let's see. Hello. I can pull it up. I can see. I can give y'all this information. Um, Also, there the protesting going on in Minnesota right now, so we got to be real. Watch out for what's going on there. Don't get caught up in your cities and stuff like that. Um, hmm, he's still out. Still waiting on the judge here. Just waiting on it. Let me get him geared up. Okay, I'm just pulling up this thing of cryptocurrency, y'all. Judge taking a while. So I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to have Leo waiting. So I just want to give y'all some information, some business information while it's on my mind. Because once we get to talking, this could go on a long time. Also, we got Mr. Sullivan coming on tomorrow night to talk about the BLM hoax or whatever. And more. Shoot. Let's see. I'm just going through stuff. I'm coming right back to you. Where is this daggone judge? Come on, Judge, man. Where you at, man? Let me see. So this is from my friend Dawson, Sure Dawson. Her cash app is sure $8 sure 8106. They're gonna have the cryptocurrency in person event, and you can look that up on this right here. So if you want to join the webinar, you can. I think there's 2 pages to it. Hello, Monique. To see once again. Always glad to have you. And Body found in the Hudson River. That's interesting, brother. Gonna have to look that one up. Scared of what? No, man, ain't no scared over here, man. What you talking about, man? Chill out. Okay. But I'm gonna have to get going. I don't know what he'll come in. So anyway, so this week we had Patrice Cullors getting exposed for buying $3.4 million worth of property. We've had the Wayne Wright psyops, which I find it mighty peculiar that Ben Crump is the lawyer on the case, but Ben Crump, but what gets me is the school teacher. Supposedly they used to teach the boys. So I'm trying to find out what's going on here. Sounds like a lot of connecting the dots here for me. I would say with the protests, be careful because if you live in a black area, they could be coming from a military incursion if you live in Minnesota because the National Guard is already there. All they got to do is take these guys out of being vaccine agents to martial law agents. So they could actually easily do this very well. So it's getting a little bit out of hand. So we should be very, very skeptical when you have all these protests going on. I'm a little bit laughing about it actually, of all the stuff that's going on in the world today. Very interesting. Um, I'm just a little bit appalled that it's going on right in front of our eyes. Um, yes, this guy, man, come on, man. Come on, man, get there. Where is he at? So I don't know. We just have a lot of stuff to worry about right now. I would say everybody keep your head up and stuff. But as far as me, like I said, you know, just keep on working out, be vigilant, doing what you're doing. I'm gonna sometime come on here and give out some nutrition tips. Now that I actually certified in that, so sometime I'll bring up a little tidbit. I would say, black seed oil works. You know, it's got a tangy taste, but it works, man. Wow. but it does work. Shit. What the hell? Yeah, speaking of the marathon, you did have a nice marathon the other day, with the judge. Where is this guy at though, man? Yeah, you're right. I'm on a marathon talking about myself, man. What's going on here? I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I can put up all the articles myself, but I really get the, man, I want. Mm, I'm gonna have to. Wow, man. I don't know. Is he having trouble logging on or something? I don't know. I think I sent him the link. Look, I know I sent him the link. I don't know. Also, I would say on Sunday night we're gonna have the Obamas and the other people trying to push the vaccine agenda on TV. I just say be very careful with that on TV because they got an agenda going on. And like I always tell you, mass surveillance and everything. Hey, Misha, how you doing? I ain't heard from you in a while. Um, yeah, but um, yeah. Let's see. What is it? So with that being said, let me pull up an article right quick while I wait on it. This guy. Let's see. Oh damn. Told you should be short on material. You do so. Yeah. You're right about that, brother. Yeah, you're right. I just wasn't expecting it to come like that. I know. You tell me you can be on it this time. I'm very timed out, so let's see that really just come in and pick up. That's right. Let the judge come in when he comes in. Well, that's good. He's gonna break everything down. Okay, so let's get it. First article. Trees Con self-described raking up a $20,000 for of a jail reform initiative, according to reports on Wednesday. Reform LA paid $191,000 in 2019, according to campaign finance data cited by Fox News and the Daily Caller. Well, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Um, that is very interesting. This one report came as 30-year-old active face real estate spending, which she snagged 4 high-price homes for 3.2 million US alone. Colors who recently bought 1.4 million in an exclusive neighborhood where the vast majority of residents are white, pushed back in a lengthy post on Instagram. The movement began as we remain a love letter black with 3 words: Black Lives Matter, remind of black people that we are human, deserve to be vibrant and full in lives. I don't see them back to me. Just wondering. Just a thought, guys. That was kind of interesting. You know, you see out there protesting that, but they're not protesting everything else. Just kind of a thought there, you know. Sure, what's going on there? Mm. And they will sign up for melanated people. Is that send the link? Is that it's a YouTube channel? I'm not sure, but I'm looking to it. So anybody got thoughts on Miss Patrice Khan colors? And it's mighty she is a con, but hey, look, do not donate the color change that organ. Already trying to raise money off the Wayne. Right. And I find that very funny, trying to raise money right now. They already released the state Lives Matter global network. Um already. They already did it hours. So I'm trying to find out how do they do this, and this is another part of their little scam to get some more money. So, all right, thank you. Black on social media platform, I'll check it out. Also, my website is kingbjmedia.com and kingbjfitness.com. That's the other websites. I got 2, one for fitness, one for you can message me on there or put articles that try to avoid censorship because the censorship crackdown has been very wild lately. And I don't know what's going on. Yeah, they are messing with my broadcast. Maybe that's why the judge can't get on. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Let's just remove that out right now. And I don't know. Maybe they're blocking him from getting on as well. But let me give him what they call a ring. Um, yeah.
Trying to get on. Still trying to get on. Give me a moment.
I got you. I see you trying to get on. Yeah, they do it on Queen Abdul Shakur's channels. It's actually kind of weird they keep on doing it, but it can be a hassle. I mean, probably a bit short something to avoid all this constant buffering, streaming. So yeah, it is what it is. But with that being said, Taiwan is looking like they're getting from China. We've got the traveling circus, Bonham and Bailey, and Crump, and all the people probably going down there. Your trial probably is going to end this week. So when it's also ERCOT has told Texas to conserve power. I don't know if they're going to run it up. Hey, hello there, Queen Adia. Thank you. And assalamu alaikum and blessings to you as well. Peace be unto you. Um, gotcha. Um, but like I said, I mean, we just have to be vigilant during these times and stick close to those who you love and are with because we don't know what. Well, we gotta do know what's gonna happen next, but we just gotta stand tall and firm. Um, Let me see what else I can figure out right quick because we got I know we've seen the traveling circus. Like I said, you're gonna have the Obamas and everybody else coming on to talk about the vaccine. Russ Wilson, who I hate to say is from my town, pushing this stuff right now. I really, hate it. I've also, down here in Virginia, Mike and Brooks and our lives are from there. They not just nonsense. There was also a little debate with Stephen A. Smith, which Stephen A. Smith ain't nothing but a he's I don't know he's Stephen A. is embarrassing sometimes. Um, I would just say that we just have to be vigilant and watch these entities that's on these sports networks right now. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even be watching a sports game right now. I did watch a little bit of March Madness, but I had some friends over, but at that time that was coming from out of town, but otherwise, it's no need to be watching March Madness right now. So, but really to tell you the truth, what's to watch? The ratings suck for all the channels. CNN reports that their ratings are down since Trump. Actually, CNN's president actually admitted that they used propaganda to try to get Trump out of office. I can't remember Jeff Zucker. We've got the ADL guy, Greenblatt, coming on to talk about Tucker Carlson, how he wants to be moved off the air for a statement that has something to do with immigrants, which I don't understand that. If you see the ADL come out, something's really about to go down. They don't really reveal their heads like that. But, it's a lot of stuff to think about there. Um, yes, you're right. Project Veritas has been killing it. I will say they have been killing it. They have been killing it. They have been killing it. Actually, they always get the good info for some reason. There's many teams, even though TMC is more propaganda. Also, with Deshaun Watson, I'm glad that one of his accusers dropped their suit. But I look at it also in the context of with Deshaun Watson, at least it's massage parlors and stuff are getting looked at into their prostitution things, which we already knew what was going on in these places. It's nothing new. That's what Rob Kraft went there to do. Everybody do it. I got barbershops in my own city there. You can go get a hand job or something probably. So, or something else done. So it's nothing new. This is like, human trafficking is one of the most popular businesses in the world. This is what the elites do. This is what they're about. So it's nothing new. It's just that it's very, very open. Well, so on the election fraud, it's kind of clear what's going on in Georgia. Actually, trying to admit these, I'm not even surprised with that. So that's not even, they actually revealing their hand in Georgia right now with all the stuff, the protests of the law and all that stuff. It is what thing. And so a lot of stuff is uncovered. So I do want people to be vigilant and understand. If you have these screens, hey, look, YouTube, y'all gonna stop messing with me. But yeah, I know YouTube likes to screw me a lot and stuff. They probably don't like me what I'm saying, but it's fine. I don't worry about it. It is what it is. But dang, I don't know. It's taking the judge a lot. They probably Veritas had killing, and I do want to say that they actually kill it. We got to have our own Veritas as well because we them always had big stories. They had big stories. This is how they daggone come out for us. Also, yesterday I was on a post with, I was on a thing with a guy, and Tamika Mallory happened to be in the most commenting and stuff. I said these people getting a little bit worried now, man. If they actually coming to regular folk back on status, um, they're trying. I guess people are trying to run damage control or whatever about their funds and stuff. I don't know what's going on in there. Just that's something else. Stop that. Okay, get that off there. Yeah, I don't know why that thing kept circling around and stuff, but yeah, that's very interesting. I don't know what's going on with this thing tonight. Like I said, sometimes they zoom in and sometimes they don't. I guess when they get more subscribers, they do that stuff. But like I said, we need our own Project Veritas. We need all our own media entities right now. But like I said, it doesn't matter because CNN is dead. Fox is mad. They're hanging on by a thread. We got what's the other one? MSNBC is dead. I mean, really to tell you the truth, if you listen to these people, it's like a human clown show these days. Don't even waste your time listening to them. It ain't worth listening to. I mean, you do better chance than listen to me, Brother Ron, Real BTV, um, Gavin, GBU 2786, or anybody for that matter. Valerie Denise Jones, anybody. Because these people are through, man. These people are through. I mean, this is funny, man. To me, they are through. I mean, like, maybe that's why people's cable bill so high. That's why I cut their cable off. But like I said, what else is on there? I mean, besides, might have a couple guys getting their butter biscuits on TV or something. By the way, what did people think of the Kid Cudi thing over the weekend? I just want to apologize to the queens in the room that I wish the men would stop impersonating y'all wearing dresses. It's actually very embarrassing, and it makes me kind of like, okay, I didn't grow up to see this crap with men wearing dresses like this all the time. So I just wanted to say that I do apologize to women, respectable women, when they have men wearing dresses and trying to be them. I really do hate it, and I hate to see it. Um, I remember I was DJing an event probably about last year, and the guy was acting like a female around me, and I told the girl, "Look, you got to move this guy. I don't want this guy really to be around me like that. I know he with y'all, but y'all got to calm him down." So like he really shouldn't be in my circle because I don't really want to you know this you know I don't want to be in this fray. And I told him to move, and he did move respectfully, but at the same time, I really didn't like. Well, no, I'm not apologizing, but you talking about you talking about the men thing? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, I didn't apologize to him. I just told him he need to move. I saw I had the signals got crossed there, but yeah, I did. It's okay. And I don't have to apologize to y'all, but I just want to say that we do need to have better men than to be doing this crazy mess that's going on. The buck breaking agenda is on steroids right now. Um, and it needs to be put in its place. It really does. And I was talking to a sister probably about 3 weeks ago, and I said, "Why don't y'all just tell the men to stop impersonating you? I don't want to be impersonated. I don't want to be impersonated. I don't want to be and same thing for the men. Look, we don't want women to be dressing like butches either. I mean, to be honest, I mean, what can you do? But I mean, this is a crash course to destruction. So I mean, I do appreciate the woman's femininity. You know what I mean? That's what I do appreciate of women, because women are a resource. So um, they bring out your best side, but sometimes, and what's going on today, I don't know what it is, but sometimes they can bring out the worst in some people as well. But I do think the respect for women that have been around in my life or whatever, and I just keep it to that. But sometimes you got to be checks and balances in this thing. And right now, we don't have a lot of checks and balances. We got more of a imbalanced system. We got wrong is right, right is wrong, and left is right, and right is left. Down is up is down, and you just can't function in society like that over a long period of time. And that's one thing I will say about the BLM thing, and I will say that that's why the charade gets exposed. When you're pushing something that unnatural, it would always come back to bite you in the ass, and they're gonna have more internal infight, and the group will destroy itself from within. Anything unnatural will destroy itself on its own end later in the long run. So you always can remember that. They are the Chinese Communist Party. As a matter of fact, BLM is getting financed by the Chinese Communist Party. That's actually very good. It's a time of some gender. I even have a photo of the Boule from 1931 with the members in drag. Yeah. Email me that time Q Celador. Email that picture of the Boule from 1931 with the members all in drag. You have to email me that. I might want that. I might want that to show to some people. Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting for me to look at right there. I probably will find it myself, but you can send it. You can send it to me just a confirmation. Um, gotcha. Here's the email. Not surprising though. I mean, it's actually a group of men. It's called Boycott Any Black Man in Drag, and maybe I have to start making a comment. Boycott any. Well, you can't say boycott a female in drag because a female, could be dressing as a tomboy, but if they like Brittany Griner or something, you might have to think twice. So I'm just saying. But I mean, even Skylar Diggins said that she had to leave the WNBA because she found out about how the WNBA get down. That's why I can't believe that the soccer woman Megan Rapinoe or whatever is actually pushing for equality of men in her sport. Also, we got to talk about this stop Asian hate thing, because the Asians got 31, no, they got $50 million for attacks and stuff, and then all of a sudden the Asian just happened to win the Masters. I mean, like, how scripted is that the Asian won the Masters this week? So I found that very peculiar that an Asian won the Masters after all this stuff. It was a black man that got fired down in I forgot what state he was in, but he got fired for not being security to help this Asian getting attacked. But in security, you're not supposed to abandon your post. So I want to know why was this guy fired if he just was acting on doing his job. I mean, I'm just trying to find out. That makes no sense. But right now, they're saying, and then a black woman was arrested for what? They say you brought coronavirus to the country and stuff like that. I'm like, stop with this anti-Asian stuff. I can pull up videos right now, just like I did a couple of days ago, of Asians attacking black women in stores. So stop this nonsense, man. Stop it. It makes no sense. And then you got black people pushing it. Everybody's pushing to stop it. Even Damian Lillard, who was a basketball player, he's pushing it. Baseball players, cut it out. Stop the Asian hate stuff. Okay, you wouldn't care if it was a male or man. You're damn right. But it's not my job to protect Asians. My job is to protect y'all, black women, and black men. You should protect these women. It's not our job to protect Asians. They have over billion people. So, so I really could care less about what happened to them. All right, thank you for emailing it. I'll take it out right now. Whoa. What the fuck? Wow, thanks for that picture. But it's a very sick picture. I kind of want to pull it up right now, but I don't know. Every time I try to get into the computer thing, it stalls for some reason. I don't know. Like I said, YouTube is not acting fun tonight, so but I do have it. So thanks for that. That was very interesting. Right there. It's actually laughable, to be honest with you. Let's see how I can get this guy out. Oh yeah, it's been going on a long time. Let's see what the judge is. Yeah, they waiting on you. Do I need to? Okay, as you can see, it's been going on a long time. Um, it's been going on a long time, but the problem with that is, time Salvador, and you got to understand when you see something like this. I mean, it got to make you sick to your stomach. It made me just sick just looking at it. But I mean, it is what it is. What did I expect to see? Right? It is what it is. Nothing surprising. Just humiliating. Um, humiliating. Now, I do want to say some things that I do want to say, and hopefully he comes in. But if he doesn't, it's okay. I'm just gonna keep on going. Look, this thing with the George Floyd trial, and I looked at parts of it, but I know they're trying to get major ratings off it. And I will say this: I'm not gonna say he's gonna walk, but he might get less time, or he may walk actually because some fact. Um, when I saw it, I said, "All right, he's not really working in the best interest because they're trying to string this along, trying to cause more riots, trying to cause more stuff to go on right now." I would just say every time they do these protests, they're gonna have more military occupation. It don't take nothing right now to start anything because you already got National Guard in all these cities right now, barricades and so forth, so on. I spy in the ceiling. You got, I mean, drones flying around in facial recognition in all these places. Don't think that when you go in these when they go in these places, breaking in stores and stuff, they don't have facial recognition. A lot of people find that out in Chicago. You get a speed ticket for driving 6 miles over the limit, but the officer don't pull you, it tells you up on the camera. So this Patriot Act type stuff, martial law type stuff, they got trying to run off. They're running a good drill right now under the guise of a pandemic. It's kind of like a scandemic. That's how I would like to say. So that's how I would break that down. I'm not trying to judge it. Let me send him another link, man. I gotta send this guy another link. I'm gonna send him another link just in case. He might. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. He can get on me for being on stream, y'all. I know he is. I know he about to get me for this. Um, I know he's about to give you this, but it is what it is. But I look at the case and I think they're about to do some real military type stuff, running drills and stuff on us right now. They're running all types of psyops, gun psyops. Right now, you're trying to pass gun control laws and executive orders and ghost guns. And I mean, you got to factor ghost guns. You got to have actual, you know, I mean, I know what it is, but I mean, that's like people, a hobbyist makes those. I mean, you can make them, you can take apart your gun and clean it. I know how to do that, but ghost gun, like laser guns and stuff, this is not going to stop anything. Actually, to tell you the truth, gun control doesn't stop anything. No, I think they get mad because they've seen all these black people buy guns. They live last. A lot of them fake gun owners new. So every time you pass a stimulus check, people getting more guns, ammo if you can find it. But ammo prices have surged over the last 4 months, whatever. Last year and a half at least, a year or so, they surged up the charts because people feel they got to get it. That's all I'm gonna say with that. I mean, but we just have to watch what they're doing with gun sales and stuff like that because they're trying very hard to build a government tyranny on you, and I really don't want that. Well, like I said, I don't want it to happen. It's already happening, but how far is it gonna go? Also in Chicago, this was very funny that the Obamas were trying to get a school named after them, but or the people wanted to name it, but the Latino community came out and protested and said they did not want the school named after them Obama's name, and I cannot blame them for that. Called deportation Obama was doing. Um, let's see. Let's see what's up real quick. Trying to find out where he is. No, they did not look happy. They didn't look happy. They shouldn't have looked happy. I'm trying to find out what's up. Yeah, man, this is actually the longest he ever been. But when I look at it and I see everything going on in a microcosm, this looks like a thing with 1930. And there is the man right there.
Man, I have the worst problems getting on StreamYard. I don't know what that's all about. What's
How you
happening?
doing?
Excuse my lateness.
No, you're all right, man. Daggone. I was holding it down. How you doing?
Well, I'm okay. Hell, I might say, what are you doing? I'm practicing being late to my own damn funeral. But that's not something I want to be on time for.
Don't worry about it. Judge is in the house. That's good.
There you go.
So look, okay. Glad to hear. You got an interesting audience in the house. Bishop Scott, Time, Q, Real, BTV. You got the people you know in the house. Anyway.
Got the posse riding strong, yeah.
Judah Queen said, there he is. Hey, Judge. Look, so the first thing I'm gonna ask you, because I know we were discussing it. So let's talk about our friend with the $3.4 million and 4 houses and trying to buy incursions in the Bahamas.
I mean that pimp bitch that they got that helped found black lesbian mania. Yeah. The same one that wants to dismantle the traditional nuclear family and destroy cisgender privilege. That means masculine privilege. Already, they got enough problems with not enough men in the hood. So they want to do it further. The one that says they are a queer affirming network, that one, yeah. And that same one where that commie babe is financed by the People's Republic of China, that one, the same one that's been pimping the movement, that one, yeah. The same bunch that wrote that disclaimer that, we're not paying or anything. They already put it out a few months ago that they paid each of themselves $250K a piece. Come on now.
Well, let me say something to you. I find it mighty peculiar that right now, after this thing that happened on Sunday with Mr. Wright, with the shooting, they already are saying donate to them. Now, I already know what you about. Now you want me to donate the color of
Why the
change and
hell
stuff?
should we donate to this bunch of lesbian freaks? What the
Yeah.
hell? I mean, it's not so much that they're lesbians, they just pimping, hustling lesbians, trying to pimp the movement.
And then she said Black Lives Matter released a statement on the 12th said that this is right wing propaganda that's been attacking us, and they're driving propaganda to try to divide us. We always fought for Black lives and blah blah
Oh,
blah.
goddamn lie. Sit up there talking about they're trying to destroy cisgender. What the hell? That's a term that was first used 100 years ago in Germany. Ach, über Deutschland, yeah? To describe the male sexual act. And they adopted it about 8-9 years ago to start using it as a slur to straight men. So this is the same one that wants to destroy straight men. And they're sitting up there worried about this guy who got shot trying to escape from the service of an outstanding warrant for pulling a pistol on cops and escaping the first go round. Okay. And the woman that panicked, by the way, that cop who panicked, you know, wow, we whoopee. They're sitting there trying to pimp again. They don't have a single dead black woman they're trying to get money from you for, but it's all black men. But guess what they're trying to down is black men? Damn, they must think everybody is as stupid as they are. And they depend on these little ratchet vanilla cupcakes. Oh my God, they shot another one of the colored bipeds that they brought over from Africa so long ago. Oh, they released them and allowed them to run feral. But that's no excuse for these boys in blue. They have unlimited hunting and poaching rights. Oh my God. Damn.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say.
Keep their bitch ass somewhere else where they can go play their freak on their own. You know?
Well, the thing I gotta say about this is
Excuse my
almost the
language.
same. No, you're all right. Same script, same actors, same place, Minnesota. What's going on? We got a trial going on George Floyd. Then you
Yeah,
got this
well,
going on.
let's see what happens. Right now, I will say this. There is a good chance that the cop will be acquitted or found guilty of one of the lesser included offenses. There's that chance. The defense has been doing a pretty good job, and the prosecution hasn't been doing what I call a very good job. They get caught in a trap where they're allowing too much negative about what the witnesses might say to be brought out by the defense. Usually it's a tactic when you're trying a case that if there's something bad, you bring it out when you know that the other side knows it, so they can't make a dramatic moment out of it. But the prosecution isn't doing that. I suspect that this is a half-hearted effort on behalf of the prosecution, since they usually try to maintain some kind of favorable relationship with the police departments involved that feed the cases into them. So it is what it is. Let's see. Perhaps the cop will be convicted, and there are 3 more to go on trial. And if they don't convict the cop in the state charges, there's always the opportunity for the feds to come back and do exactly what they did with Rodney King out in Los Angeles, where he was acquitted of state charges, California state charges. They had the big riot in 92. Well, not the big one, but a riot in 92. And then the feds indicted the cops on violation of civil rights, of Rodney King's civil rights, and they got convicted. So there are all kinds of stuff. And by the way, I guess that's one thing Biden and Strom Thurmond can claim credit for, because the ability to do that is part of their 1991 crime bill, not the 94 one that everybody thinks about. Also, it had to do with the 87 crime bill that Biden and Strom Thurmond came up with and see there also that in 1979 crime bill, Biden used to take credit for the 1981, which is really atrocious. That's when you got 5 years for one damn rock. Got 60 months and you served 58 of them before you were released from federal custody. Though if you had a lot of good and honor time, you got the last 3 or 4 months in a federal halfway house. But you know, there are all kinds of bad things that come out that have developed in the way that Biden and Strom Thurmond manipulated American law, or at least sponsored legislation that allows it to be used as a tool to financially bankrupt someone, even if they cannot get a conviction. It allows it to be used for vindictive purposes that are way outside of the Bill of Rights, but nobody pays much attention to it.
Got you. Well, what I wanted to say was to you, now it's been, the thing that's going on, and you made a point to me a couple of days ago, and actually made it on Ron's show as well. You had a show with Ron on Sunday, so that's why I said it was very interesting. You were saying that when you give these Antifa clowns the right to do what they do, you open the door for everybody.
Yeah, you get others to want to copycat. You get the public inured to this kind of civil violence. For a year and a half, in an effort apparently to get rid of Trump with no viable alternative, because Biden certainly isn't, he's worse. You know, that's like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. What happens is, yeah, monkey jump out the frying pan right into the fire. At least he ain't got oil on his ass and fries. He just gets burnt. But, if you can call it that, burning or frying, here's the deal. You get out there and you have mainstream media, social media, Antifa, Black Lesbian Mania, and LGBTQ promoting, glorifying, and condoning street violence, where all of these little ratchet vanilla cupcakes with a few chocolate sprinkles were burning down black businesses to protect some black male getting gunned down or killed by police. What do you expect? You get all of these people inured to violence. You get all of these little clowns that lack manliness going out, and they're not trying to start revolution. They just want to hurt somebody because they hurt so bad that, oh, I think I'll take somebody out. And you notice one thing that's peculiar. They're not killing themselves like they were 2 years ago. You know, somebody'd shoot up a school, then shoot himself, or take somebody out and then shoot himself, or shoot up massage parlors and then shoot himself. No, they surrender. And like another thing, see, they're using it for other purposes. This Asian Protection Act, well, guess what? I hate to see anybody get used and abused, but the way I look at it, it's not anybody being singled out. It's just you live in America and shit's gonna happen. This 3,280 some number, 3,245 number for last year that Steve Cohen, a gay white Jew guy who represents a 91% black district in Memphis, known as the 9th District. He's chair of the House subcommittee that is in charge of this. That 3,245 number is just about what you would find is statistically what would be predicted if you operate nail salons, hair salons, wig and weave shops, liquor stores, and convenience stores in the hood. Hell, if you're black and you do those things, you get jacked up too. So actually, the number is down from last year and very much down from the year before that, because people are staying at home due to COVID-19 and they're not going to convenience stores, liquor stores, nail salons, hair salons, weave and wig shops. That thing down in Atlanta, they put it out, 8 Asian women gunned down at 2 massage parlors. Well, it was actually 6 Asian women, 1 black woman and 1 black man. and both of the places were under investigation for prostitution. And I know when I used to practice law, a whole lot of the hoes that I represented that kept my rent paid, car note paid, bills paid, secretaries paid. They were doing that kind of stuff up in massage parlors, and the vice would always bust them periodically. When I was on the bench, we'd always have these periodic busts to deal with where they jacked around and got caught up in a massage parlor. And somebody's Chinese so-called husband was saying he didn't know what to do since his wife, now dead, working up in a massage parlor, was providing all of the income. Now, I don't know about that, but that sounds suspect to me. Where's his job? You know, you let somebody immigrate over here that's supposed to be gainful employed, not sitting at home doing nothing. You know, but then again, I guess that keeps somebody from snatching a job from some poor brother that needs the work. But it works like that. Well, it goes like that. So I don't want anybody to get jacked up because of what they are, unless they deserve it, and they don't. By the way, calling it the Kung Fu flu, you know, or Kung flu or Chinese flu, where the hell do you think it came from? That's all over the world. Truth is an absolute defense, even to a defamation act. And by the way, a whole lot of Black Americans have Chinese in them. And what happened is recent. After the Civil War, after General Sherman marched through Georgia to the sea and tore up all them railroads, they brought in all these Chinese coolies in the late 1860s to work on these railroads. And I guess they were over here thousands of miles away from China and no nookie. So they found ex-slave nookie was to their satisfaction. So a lot of Black Americans have a significant amount of recent Chinese DNA in them. So, I mean, it is what it is.
What do you think about this statement?
Let me see what that is. Oh, that is the Miss Celador with her fine self. Seems Asians are just getting caught up in the same violence we are putting up with these days. Exactly right, my dear. Profound in all remarks and observations, you know. Do say.
But yeah.
Speaking of which, I had to do that. I'm thinking about hood rat, pretty ass Meghan Markle, married to Prince Harry.
Wow. What made you think about her?
Let me tell you how stupid this is. This heifer talked to her husband, who's 6 years younger than her, who's pussy whipped, obviously, into getting pimped out by Oprah. All right? Look at here. In 1917, King George V issued a decree that says you cannot claim the HRH, his or her Royal Highness title, unless your grandparent is the monarch. Now, Harry's daddy is Prince Charles. His daddy is Prince Philip, who just died. Prince Charles's mama is Queen Elizabeth. She's 94, going on 95 years old. How much longer do you think she's going to be breathing air before Prince Charlie gets to be King Charles? And that means Miss Meghan's son would get the title of His Royal Highness if he renounces his American citizenship, which he can't do till he's 18 or 25 without special act. Now, let's put this in context. The Kennedy family was trying to marry somebody off into the royal house. They couldn't. Nixon tried to get one of his ugly looking daughters married off into the royal house. He didn't. Reagan was trying to get one of his daughters married off into the house. He didn't. So some American Black woman is likely to have somebody in line for being King of England, you know, Richard the Lionheart and Henry VIII lopped off a lot of heads, you know, and put them on the block and chop, chop, chop. That bunch, William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, King of England, Hastings, 1066, and all that stuff. And this heifer is sitting there jeopardizing it because she wants to pursue a C-grade acting career. Even started talking nonsense about running for the president, so she can't denounce her. She has to renounce her citizenship before she can get anything more than an honorary title. She's honorarily, since she's married to Prince Harry, the Duchess of, acting, but she can't get the title until she renounces her citizenship and commits to Harry. But what is this stuff where the police have been called to Harry's Bel Air mansion, a Beverly Hills mansion, 9 times in the last 9 months because they've been cutting up? That's this hood rat. Look at how her half sisters clowned around trying to keep that girl from getting that royal dick. I mean, think of it. And then look at this. Her husband is second in line for the throne on his generation. But his great-grandfather became the king because his great uncle abdicated to marry an American divorcee. So if Charlie gets in as King Charles and Harry's brother gets, say, deaded in a helicopter accident, since he's apparently a helicopter pilot for the Royal Navy flying off of ship decks in the North Atlantic, which is a possibility, then Harry becomes King Harold of England, and Meghan's little boy becomes the next king of England. Just think about that. Somebody out the hood becomes fucking king of England. And this dumb heifer is jeopardizing all this shit to get pimped out by Oprah to pursue a C-grade acting career. And she's already one of the richest women in the world because of the dick she gets. So what in the hell is wrong with this fool? And then, wait a minute. Oh, Oprah, I don't know what I'm going to do. The duties of a royal, they're just so taxing. And there was nobody to help me. And I thought of committing suicide. Now they got a 94-year-old woman that does this every day of her life and been doing it for 70-some years. And this heifer out the hood can't manage to say, oh, we're so happy to be here to open up your pet care center. Oh, we're so happy for you. And oh, it is just so marvelous that you guys are opening this center for the children who have problems. And it's just so wonderful. And oh my God, this is so conscientious. This heifer can't do that to earn a living. What is wrong with her? You can take the rat out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the rat.
Well, it's mighty funny that you thought about it, because I wanted to, as a subject I've been wanting to ask you, and probably stay on it for a minute there, because we got to talk about this manhood crisis right quick, because we've had little problems with black manhood in the media lately. Saturday Night Live, the brother wearing a dress,
and Tyler Perry with Medea and all this stupid nonsense. Yeah, whoa, man.
Well,
and what is that freak they put on?
Man up man. So how can we?
What is that freak they put on Sesame Street that likes to wear the dress?
Oh, Billy Porter.
Billy Porter and his white husband. Ain't that embarrassing? That's becoming
got something to say here, because
that's becoming the face of the black male wearing a dress. And what is this one? Wade with that freaked out sissy son of his that he wears a kilt so he can have something with his dick hung out in to empathize with his freak son that his first wife is mad about, and his current wife, who is another freak, is helping to turn out. Yeah, that is so great. And then what Ms. Obama Tang gets on and she glorifying this little freak. That's supposed to be a good role for black male youth. Oh, what is wrong with this sick imagery? Oh my God. Michelle Obama Tang, she sat there and she made Wade's son look like a hero while he had on his little frilly collar, look like a nerd girl with the spectacles, you know, the little nerd type, but looking like a girl. Oh, maybe I can wear a little frilly collar and I can not be a slut type, but I can go be the little studious type girl too. Oh, and that gives me so many privileges because this is the 54th and 47th and 31st one of my fluid genders. Oh, I just want to be this so much. Yeah, man up, you damn little punk. We need you. You're shirking your responsibility as a man. Can't
Okay.
stand no punk. See, I mean, he
Well,
can be all the punk he wants if he wants to man up, but these folk would be fighting for the women's places in the lifeboat when the Titanic went down. And if I'm expected to give up my seat in the lifeboat as a man, real man, I'll be goddamn if I'm going to give it up to a fake with a swinging dick.
well, look, let me say
And by
something
the
to you.
way, when I went through goddamn boot camp at Fort Lewis, my drill sergeant was saying, all you swinging dick MFs, get your ass in line. Oh, you can't say that now. Oh, my God. Oh.
Well, look, let me say something to you about this. Because I looked at the Kid Cudi thing Saturday Night Live, and then I looked at this other thing, so much stuff. But before you came on, I was apologizing to the women that it's a shame they got real women. They got to see men in dresses pretending to be them. But Judge, you have an interesting take. You don't call them trans women. You call them drag queens.
Yeah, drag queens. God damn it, that's all it is fake. They ain't got twats. They ain't got a period. They don't go through menopause. They do not go through menstrual cramps. They do not deliver babies. They don't do the man thing, which is their real responsibility that they shirk. And they certainly can't do what women can do, which is birth the next generation, nurture them, breastfeed them, or bottle feed them, walk them around at night, hopefully with a little help from the husband, and help raise them, deal with getting the child to manhood or womanhood. No, they can't do that. So fuck them. Throw their ass in the water with the sharks and let the sharks eat their ass. Calm the waters with them fools. Keep them away from the women and children.
Well, I was explaining to them that me personally, like this, I don't think they should. I think the women, if they should see the men, they should call the men, but we also should call our women that's trying to dress like men, even though that might be, oh my God, that's sexist. But no, we don't want to. I don't want to see butches either like that running around, in the crazy thing trying to be
Work
like.
boots, coverall, bib coveralls, plaid shirts, and shaved heads. Yeah, that looks so. What's the use there? She ain't got a dick, so she can't deal with the fundamental aspect of what it is to be a man. She's not going to be required to get out of a goddamn lifeboat and give it up to the women and children. I bet her goddamn ass will be sitting on that bench talking about I can't row. Hell, I'm really a woman. See, I got a twat. Pull them coveralls down. Let everybody get a beaver shot so she can stay in the lifeboat. See, it's like if you have responsibilities, you're supposed to take care of them. I always paid my child support on time, every month, every day, every year that it was due. And I always paid much more than I was ordered to pay. So, goddamn it, that's like you saying, man, I got 17 children, man. How many of them you paying for? Man, none. Shit, man. I be living off the bitches, be getting the check, man. See, that's not being a man. That's shirking your responsibility. You got a swinging dick and you want to go play girl. That's shirking your responsibility because we need some men, not another girl that can't do what girls do. See, women get deference because they have the babies. They suckle the babies or bottle feed them. They carry them around. They love these children. They cool to them, treat them nicely, pat them on their heads when they get hurt. But you see, what is one of these things going to do? He's useless. He's a fake. He is a fake. Well, I was going to say he can't even fake pussy because he got a dick. Maybe he bends over in the dark, spreads them butt cheeks. But you know, that's still useless. You can't even theoretically get him knocked up. So what's the point? He's playing at it, and see what they get to do when they do that is they get to pick one of those either 51, 56 flavors, you know, 128 flavors, whatever the hell that sick shit is. That's if you can't accept what you are and you are ashamed of what you are and want to be something else. So you hate what you are and you hate what you want to be and you fake it. Something's wrong with you. That's a delusion. If you got, yeah, no, you deluded, motherfucker. What's wrong with you?
Well,
Delusional. Mental
I
health issue.
I will say this to you. When I look at it from a context, I'm like, wow. I'm like, what the hell? But then I look at it from another context. I say, okay, so what you're saying is exactly right. But you're talking about child support. And see, that was a thing that Mr. Barry Soetoro said in 2008. I think it was like June 2008. He said, you black men need to be better fathers.
And pay your child support. We are the worst in America when it comes to paying support. That's a goddamn lie. That's why Jesse Jackson said that end needs his balls cut off. Jesse and I had just been on an airplane a few weeks before that. And every year when I went to judicial conferences for 30 years in Tennessee, we would always once a year look at the stats. And you know what ethnic group paid its child support most regularly? Was black men in America. Everybody else, every other ethnic group, Mexican, Asian, Native American, white, whatever, was worse than us. And that charlatan, lying, no good, half-breed, mulatto, Kenyan bush bunny motherfuckers up in there telling bullshit lies, trying to down us. That's what he always did. Lying through his teeth, or else the result of abysmal ignorance. And I suspect both of them.
Well, remember he was up there preaching that he was on food stamp too, so.
Lying dog. His daddy was one of the richest motherfuckers running around on earth. This fool, Business Insider, reported his net income for 2018 as, check this out, $570 million net on a $1.25 billion draw from his Indonesian trust fund that his one of the 10, 15 richest fools on earth when he died left in Indonesia, not subject to American law, except taxation when he got a draw on it or whatever income he got off of it. Yeah, head of Standard Oil is international executive vice president, head of Standard Oil Far East Asian operations, monopolizer of the oil industry in Indonesia, selling oil to British Petroleum, Shell, Exxon, Standard Oil, you name it. That's where the money was going. And then what did he
I did find that he had some dealings with Halliburton, though.
Oh, well, Halliburton, which is founded by George Herbert Walker. George Herbert Walker reincorporated Halliburton in 1946 in Oklahoma. George Herbert Walker is Uncle Herbie to President George Herbert Walker Bush and great uncle to George Walker Bush, Daddy Bush, Bush boy, and then their cousin, Bush Bunny, through his mama, the Obama Tang boy, fronting off like he's one of us. Hell no. He ain't had a goddamn ancestor who went through the hell we went through in this country. Grandmama pimped out his mama to get some nookie for this Kenyan they wanted to recruit to be an offset to Jomo Kenyatta's Mau Mau back in the 1950s when they thought that the Mau Mau was going to take Kenya communist. Then when she got knocked up and had Obama Tang when she was 18 years, 3 months old, which means she was 17 when she got knocked up, which was very illegal back in 1950. What was it? 1960. And then she immediately pimped her out before the year was out to Lolo Soetoro, who she was sending money to since she was head of the distribution of funds for the CIA in the Southwest Pacific. And Lolo Soetoro was running the covert operations by contract for the U.S. CIA in North Korea, North Vietnam, China, Cambodia, Laos, and Indonesia. So Indonesia was listed as a communist country by the State Department when Obama Tang was born. His stepdaddy, who adopted him, Lolo Sotoro, that was a nickname, by the way, and Obama Tang went to school as Barry Sotoro. Well, his daddy at one time allegedly was wanted for mass murder by The Hague for supposedly causing the death of between 500,000 and 750,000 Indonesians, acting as head of their death squads. See, Obama Tang's adoptive daddy,
Yeah, go ahead.
ran the equivalent of the Gestapo death squads. And see, when Standard Oil wanted to get into Indonesian oil, here's this man who was one of their executive vice presidents, also ran the death squads for the Gestapo equivalent in Indonesia. Hell, they took that muscle and they ran with it. Anybody got out of line got killed. That's why the Obama Tang boy, is known as the Drone Ranger, assassination by drone, which is the subject of most of his executive orders, because that was a family business assassination. And then look at Lolo. This man had all these chauffeurs, and he supposedly died as a result of the cumulative effect of 3 separate car wrecks over the years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to show this right quick on the screen, if it lets me share it, because a lot of people do know this. They look up, but I did just want to put it in a context if it pulls up. Here we go. It's pulling up right now. Let's see. Let's see if it pulls up. Let me come back to the screen.
I'm having a few difficulties. You may lose camera, but I'm still on here. While you're pulling that up, see, black folk, brown folk, red folk, yellow folk, white folk deserve real, not fake. And too much of what we get is fake. It's carefully crafted. And we have a problem here in this country. Instead of some jackbooted fascists taking over the government and then taking over the media and imposing censorship, some pink panty wearing fascists long ago took over the media, propagandized the American public, and then took over the government. So instead of jackboots, we got in steel helmeted fascists, we have pink panty wearing fascists. And they're just as dangerous.
Yep. Yeah. Well, this is if I can pull it up without any instances this
If you want to
time.
wear
I don't know
pink
what the hell
panties,
is going
that's your
on.
business. If you got a dick and want to wear pink panties, that's your business. But man, I think it's just shirking your responsibility. So man up. No hard feelings. Just take your ass over there. You're not much use to me. Maybe you can do a job well. Some do jobs well if they don't act bitch too much. You know, they try to out bitch the women when they get kind of bitchy.
You
So
say
I
it's
don't
just
know.
sharing your responsibility. Yeah.
And see, there's another thing too. There's 2 types of homosexuals. There's the type that hates the opposite sex, and there's the
Give the
type that
bullshit.
wants to be the opposite sex. And some homosexuals have taken care
That
of
is,
manhood business.
Judge, if it pulls up correctly.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, this is a picture.
Oh yeah, Lolo
That,
Sotoro and Mama
Judge,
Tang.
that is a picture.
Yeah, I see it.
Lola Sotoro, that's Obama. And you
Yeah,
can tell this
Obama
guy's
Tang,
Asian.
pimp,
That's Obama right there.
grandmama,
That's his
granddaddy
mother.
floating around, and that's the killer over here, Lolo Sotoro. And they modified his biography from what it was 25, 30, 40, and 50 years ago. Isn't that a sweet little family picture over here?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
A fluent speaker of Indonesian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's just a replica. He's the same thing as Kamala. So
Fake.
now she's Asian now.
Oh, yeah. All that color left. She's a Tamil Hindu Brahmin, and they tend to be your complexion to paper bag brown with coarse hair and dark eyes. See, this is another example of a lie told long and loud. Adolf Hitler's boys needed something, and it's kind of like these folk who say the aliens visited Earth and took black Africans and made the pyramids 250,000 years ago, then transported them over to the American continent, and they become the first settlers 250,000 years before the Native Americans, we call Native Americans, got here. All that kind of myth. But you see, they needed somebody because when the Nazis came to power, you have to deal with the historical circumstances. They started in 1920. That's 20 years after the beginning of the 20th century. Germany had just been a nation since 1875. So that's 45 years old. That's brand new. I'm, 45 years ago, I was out of law school. So, in other words, from the time after I got to Tennessee, after leaving Los Angeles, that's how long Germany would have been in existence when the Nazis came up. So they needed some kind of identification. So they came up with this myth about the Aryan Superman, blonde-haired, blue-eyed from the far north. Well, yeah, some of their ancestors were Aryans, but they weren't from the far north. They weren't blonde-haired and blue-eyed. They looked just like Cum Queen Imhoff, a.k.a. Harris. And they would have really loved her since she's a Jewish wife. That would have been a very pretty interesting picture. But just like that lie got told long enough and loud enough, so when everybody thinks of Aryans now, including the Aryan Brotherhood, the Aryan Nation, the Klan, they think of this lie, blonde-haired, blue eyes, and not dark eyes, dark hair, paper bag brown, not from the far north, but from the Indus River Valley in India, in near Asia. See, it's a lie, but everybody accepts it now. What Adolf's boy, Joseph Goebbels, Nazi minister of propaganda, he should tell a lie long enough and loud enough, and you can get anybody to believe it. And they told it long and loud. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed supermen from the far north, the giants, frost giants, stole some stuff from Norse mythology, and the truth of the matter is they were down in steamy subtropical India. Brahmins.
Well, let me ask you a question. Just like Patrice Kahn colors, so you got pimped by BLM and you got pimped by Kamala.
Yeah.
Black girl magic, all this stuff. As a matter of fact, Time Q has a thing saying the big lie mythology is so effective.
Yes, indeed.
Now, I do want to ask you, so we're not asking you to be a father here, but we actually, younger people asking for advice, maybe on how do you fix the manhood crisis, they say.
Well, let me say this. I wasn't as much of a father as I wanted to be because I had an idiot, evil first wife that did every damn thing she could to stop me from being a father. I paid my child support. She just paid her latest boyfriend a good chunk of it and got high off the rest of it. But that is what it is. So you have to be a father for the many if you can't be for the one you have. If you can't be the dad you want for the one you want to be the dad for, be the dad for the ones you're with. But that said, man up is a thing where it's about principle. And so you have to start off early. You know why? The
Why?
water's icy, it's pitch black. You're in the middle of the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. There are icebergs all over hell. Are you supposed to give up your seat in a lifeboat to give it to a woman or a child? That takes a lot of intestinal fortitude, and you got to be trained early for that. So all these punk ass girly men, like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to call them, they ain't got the balls. They want to cut theirs off so they don't get held responsible for getting up out your comfortable seat in that lifeboat and dying by drowning when the Titanic goes down, or by hypothermia when your ass is freezing painfully in that water.
Texas is passing a law. I think their Senate is trying to pass a law right now that if you change your child's sex or whatever, they can try to get you with child abuse.
They should. They should.
If you try to make that decision, I think
It's
it's very
one thing
interesting
if an
stuff.
adult does it. If when an adult is an adult, it's another thing that if an adult does it, that's child abuse. Cut some kid's dick off or have them subjected to hormonal therapy so they cannot reach puberty. And this child, well, he wanted to be a girl. Well, he's only 6 years old, 7 years old. Hell, he ain't even had a hard on yet. He ain't even got a sniff of pussy. Doesn't even know what it is. How the hell does he know what he wants to be? Except you're trying to tell him, oh, son, life doesn't have to be so hard. And mommy wants you to live. She doesn't want you to be one of these awful men that mommy hates. See, that was what they talked about in the late 60s on these college campuses. How to fuck this shit up so they could destroy the traditional family, which they thought was a form of slavery for women.
There you go, Judge.
They modeled themselves on black women on welfare. They modeled themselves on black women on welfare because they said they're the only class of women in America that know how to properly put their men in their places, which is bull. They sat there saying they're trying to destroy everything that was right. The anti-war idiots jumped in on it. Not idiots because you're anti-war, but this particular brand of idiots said, war was a man thing, so the way to stop war was to change the way boys were raised to men. And if you raised them like girls, so they emoted like girls, thought like girls, then what the hell? They would act like girls and be unwarlike. But if you turn the apex predator on the planet Earth, that is the best killer this planet ever evolved outside of some kind of pathogen, then hell, what do you expect when you do not get the acculturation you need to properly socialize this thing so it doesn't go off and kill? When you take this creature and you take away his moral compass, you get that conscience out of the picture so he does not feel guilt any longer for shirking his responsibility. You got a real live monster.
She said you got to fix the single mother crisis first. Too many women think men are needed, but women
Yes,
are.
you need manhood in the hood. So what's wrong with all of this violence? Where all it comes from? You take this unmanly mess and you have a mess.
Well, I'm trying to, you fix the mess. Like, I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example like you. Like, I know you might be 73, but you just said, I'm not sure you just picked up and said, I'm going to run for mayor of Memphis, but you just said, something came across you say you want to do it.
Well, no, it didn't come across. I got recruited. Matter of fact, when I became judge, they recruited me. Man, why don't you run for judge? Hell, that's how I got in law school. I wanted to be a scientist or a physician, a physicist or a physician. And thanks to St. Ron de Reagan, I couldn't pursue that because he screwed up the California free education system so badly by the time I was at UCLA getting into the senior year that Uncle Sam was saying, okay, while we whoop-de-doo, you got this scholarship from the Army to be an officer. So if you don't get this degree so you can be an officer, you've already had basic training and boot camp and all of this, hi-ho, and the way to the Nam you go. And all expense paid visit is a private amongst the land of the rice paddies, nasty shit creeping, crawling, and slithering through the slime. So I didn't particularly have anything against Ho Chi Minh at that point. So somebody said, well, you have enough credits to declare a political science major, because I'd taken that, vertebrate paleontology, and military science as minors. And I declared that as a major. So I said, what the hell am I supposed to do with this, man? Well, be a professor. I don't want to teach any damn political science. That's crazy. So somebody said, why don't you go to be a law? Why don't you be a lawyer? Man, I don't want to be any damn lawyer. But man, you always getting involved in all this political stuff and movement crap. So I became a lawyer, and then why don't you run for judge? Man, okay, I'll run for judge. So I got elected, and they wound up recruiting me for that show. I didn't apply for that. And they came to me, Judge, would you please run for mayor and bring some sanity to this town? It ought to be where it's happening in Chicago for the 21st century. You've got the Mississippi River, potentially unlimited hydroelectric power. You have no smog inversion layer around here. You have an underemployed workforce. You got lots of land to expand into. You have all of this industrial grade water available. This is the distribution center of the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Look what could be done here. That's what I came up with. I said, well, let me do it. So that's in 2023, and looks like we're going to hit the ground running. See, we got an idiot in right now, popping fresh doughboy, the white folk called him, Pillsbury doughboy, and he's useless. You let the police get out of control. He can't keep the streets repaired. There's all kinds of graft and corruption going on in here. He doesn't do anything about it. He is always after the fact. He can't get the city prepared for cold weather when people get killed sliding on ice because nobody had, oh, I guess I should have had them stockpile sand and salt for the streets. Oh my God, it slipped up on me. Like your ass can't read a weather report or have somebody do it for you. We need to have laptops for these youth in the hood, not so they can learn, but so they can play video games. Oh man, wow. We need more basketball courts. That would distract them so they will stay out of trouble. Really? And then it's got a scandal. The congressman here, his name is Steve Cohen, who is in charge of that House Select Committee that's dealing with that Asian Commission, that's drafting that poisonous legislation that will be used for repression. That fool got caught up in taking a bribe. He got some Exxon stock. This other company is buying up Exxon assets in California, which drove the price of his stock he had been given through the roof. He hooked up his buddy with another Cohen, who is one of Trump's guys, so they could put the fix in so this other buddy could get this company he worked for to replace Tennessee Valley Authority as the energy provider for Memphis Light, Gas, and Water. So the people around here would have to pay more for it. And he gets a kickback. One of the county city councilman, Ed Ford. He said, "Oh yeah, I got money, but it's not a bribe, is it? It was just for the effort I put in to try and help them out." And all of these other city councilmen, and he named the names, got them too. Hell, that's a bribe. They ought to be in jail. They used to run sting operations. Last one, they got a lot of white and black politicians swept up in. It was called Tennessee Waltz. These fools were taking bribes. They were giving them $2,000 to throw in to pass certain legislation that was fictional. It set them up, sting operation.
Well, Time Cylinder said it'd be absolutely great to have the judge as the mayor. So that's what she said.
Now all I need is to get a first lady. Hell, I don't have one, but find one. Before I get bimbos and bimbettes coming after me and gold diggers trying to get their hooks in me, you know, that might be fun, but that's not wise. I've learned this in my years. Screw wisely. Now, I don't have any skeletons in my closet, except I like pussy. I ain't gonna lie about that. I've been deeply engaged in the pursuit, acquisition, and enjoyment of pussy for all of my adult life. I've slowed down drastically. Ain't got time to chase anymore. Ain't got the inclination, but you know, I ain't lost my taste. But you know, that's about the only thing you're gonna find on me. Joe Brown likes Nookie, or liked it any damn way. Now, every now and then, a little sniff ain't gonna hurt it, you know. Shit.
Wow. But look, speaking of cover-ups and bribes, you know, they say the truth always will come out, right?
Yes, sir.
And just last week in the Daily Mail, they report that, boom, the Hunter Biden story was actually true. Isn't that something?
Yes. And they've known it all over Europe, but they've suppressed it here in America because it didn't match their narrative. Oh, Trump is so evil. We have to get him out. Yeah, but look what you're getting in. A failure, a third team bench warmer. Somebody said, we can find you a good woman. Good luck. I'm hard to get along with. I'm nice and lovable, but, you know, I am deeply into my politics and trying to save black folk. And sometimes sisters get up there and go, you don't really want to do that. Why don't you just pay attention? I'm sorry, sisters, my life avocation. I got to get us free because I'm pissed off, tired, and sick and tired of somebody jamming me up, trying to diss me because of what I am. I don't like this disrespect, damn it.
Man, I would move to Memphis as judge because mayor. Okay, all right.
Thank you. You're welcome. We will have room for everybody.
But
yeah. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I fear no evil because I'm the baddest motherfucker in this goddamn valley. All right? TVA, Tennessee Valley runs right through here.
Well,
come on now. Aren't you being arrogant and egotistical? Yes. Why? Because if you're holding yourself out to lead somebody, you at least have to have confidence in what the hell you're doing if you're going to have the whatever it takes inside to go lead people. If you don't have confidence in what you're doing for them, you have no damn business leading. Listen. But my job is not to go out and take a poll every damn time something needs to be done. If you put me in, you're using what's up here. And the last time you saw me, you can still see me on these reruns they have on Bounce TV, 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, every day of the week. You can see how fair I am. But when I was on the criminal bench for real, elected to 2 8-year terms, I made a damn difference. I dropped the recidivism rate from 80% down to 18% in my court. I put people to work. I manned them the hell up. I made them, if I put your ass on bond, let you out of jail, granted you probation, suspended remainder of sentence, you had to come to my counseling sessions where I showed you manhood. And if you walk around with me in LA, and hell, you've seen that, people walk over. Judge, you remember me? No, man, I don't. You gave me some time. Did I give you enough? Yeah, man, but it was that man thing you put in my head. See, that's what you have to do. The people are not getting it at home, and you got too many lackadaisical assholes that weren't good lawyers that are sitting up on the bench because that's the only damn thing they can do. And they aren't doing it well.
Well, look at this. Look at this. I was on your show back in 2005, Big Ticket Productions. What do you know?
Well, there you go. That's what, 16 years ago. I hope you came out all right. I had to fight the hell with these producers who wanted to make it Hollywood all the way, and I'd keep having to pull this order out from the California Supreme Court, a 23-page written opinion said it had to be my way, or they hit the highway to the skyway where they could watch the sky above the walls of the penitentiary if they didn't follow along. So, I hope you came out okay. I was trying to be hard, but it wasn't as hard as I could because I was trying to get a message across and there was scant time to do it. But I wanted America to man up, everybody. We needed it because I could see manhood was on a slide down 23 years ago. And I tried to put the brakes on it.
It's kind of funny you said that because, like I got three friends, and a lot of them said they didn't. You thought you were too hard on TV on young black men, but they actually said that now they understand why you did it because simple fact of maybe you weren't hard enough because you were. Daggone, we wouldn't be in the shit we're in now.
Yeah, like I told somebody earlier today. Remember, ever had a good drill instructor? Remember the brother that was the Marine, the drill sergeant, and I was telling him. He knew what I was talking about, how old-time coach used to work, how they work now, how the old-time drill instructor used to work, how they work now, which is different. You guys, can't you think of a better way to do this? I mean, you should stay focused. I mean, we're supposed to be dedicated. Get your damn pink panty wearing ass on in gear, goddammit. What do you think you are? Bring your swinging dick over here and act like you got some balls. Son, what the hell is the matter with you? You want to play pity pat with the lineman? Hit the son of a bitch. Knock the hell out of him. Hard, boy, hard. See, that's the way they used to do. Now they go, don't you think we can be a little more vigorous here? And we are not going to really prevail in the championship this year if we don't hit a little harder there on the line.
These guys that relied to white girl producers. We wanted a free vacation to LA.
Yeah, those white girl producers were a bitch. I had a war with them all the time about some of the things they wanted to do.
I'm from LA, but I was in Talladega College. Not sure.
There you go. Yeah, I had a Hollywood types. I said, look, man, I am not going to deal with what you want. You want to do fake, I'm doing real. But why can't you let the woman win? Because she doesn't deserve to win. And the sisters don't, the white women, the Asian women, the brown women, Mexican women, don't care what. They do not want to see fake. They want to see real. They can turn on your shit all the time and see scripted stuff. Look at Judy, yeah. She scripts her shit out and she already determined what she was going to do before she heard the case.
This guy really dropping some stuff. We won and split almost the max. Sorry, Judge, we completely made up a story based on the content, LOL or something.
Well, then you lied, brother. I hope you don't reveal your name because that's still perjury. In California, said I was doing it real under California law. So don't tell me anymore. I have to turn your ass in just for the integrity of the purpose. No hard feelings.
No, man, it's good, man.
But you were under oath. And remember, I hope these bitches that were dealing with you did not let you come in there without having filed this stuff in small claims court for real. So, yeah, that's what I said. Don't bring anybody up in here that hadn't filed it in real small claims court. Don't tell me too much because I got every one of those complaints and answers. I got it saved on the cloud. I looked your ass up. 2005 Talladega. I can put in the key words to drag you up, brother. So don't tell me too much. I'll let
Hey,
you
man,
pass now.
nah, man, it's just a friendly banner, man. Don't pay this shit, man. This shit's over.
I don't
But,
give a shit, man. That's long in the past. Okay.
but But I want to get to something right quick before I forget it. So while they were throwing out the BLM stuff and everything, all the detours and distractions on Friday, they did have the Hunter Biden story come up.
Damn crackhead with them nasty rotten teeth from smoking all that crack got thrown out the military with a dishonorable discharge for a drug habit, which is ridiculous considering all of the help they offer people. So you got a crackhead that got hired by a mega international corporation 6 months after he's got a dishonorable discharge, still a crackhead, and he why did they do that? Because it was the Ukraine, and the Obama tang put his vice president in charge of dealing with the Ukraine. And by the way, Constitution of the United States of America says the supreme law of the land shall consist of the Constitution, laws to carry out the Constitution, and treaties ratified by the Senate. There are several treaties ratified by the U.S. Senate that have become part of the supreme law of the land that deal with our relationship with the Ukraine. One of them is an extradition agreement, and the other one is a mutual enforcement of law pact. So you have Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, President of the United States, indicted in multiple counts of a felony indictment alleging conspiracy, subornation of treason, bribery, and extortion. And he's sitting in the White House, and that's in contravention of the Constitution of the United States. And according to this treaty series, crimes that are committed in the Ukraine that match crimes similar in the United States will be considered as crimes against both countries. So, what about Article 2, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution that says the president and vice president can be impeached and, if convicted, removed from office for 1, bribery, 2, treason, and 3, high crimes or misdemeanors in office? And they set a precedent which was novel and did not tell you, be careful what the fuck you ask for, you just might get it, because they indicted Trump after he left the presidency for some stuff they said he committed during the presidency. Well, guess what? That leaves Joe Biden open for bribery, high crimes and misdemeanors in office when he was the vice president. While we whoop-de-doo. I predict what's going to happen is he's going to play senile and resign, and then Camilla Imhoff is going to grant him and his son a blanket pardon so they don't get another Watergate scandal going. Biden's always been a lying dog. He's become a multimillionaire on essentially
Love you, Judge.
government salary. Thank you. And the deal is, see, you have to consider he's a piece of urban trailer park trash. But he's become a multimillionaire, and for his entire adult life, since mid-20s, he's been working for the government. You don't get the money working for the government, getting a civil servant's paycheck to become a multimillionaire unless you're taking bribes. Did you see that one? Changing the subject slightly, but still on point. When all of these folk who were Democratic hopefuls filed their financial statement, the only honest one in there was Bernie Sanders, and he claimed a net worth of about $700,000. Hillary Clinton claiming she's worth $28 million, and she's been on the public dole this whole time. And even when she worked for a moderate law firm in Little Rock, Arkansas, she still had to take appointed cases, which she took dives on. And her husband was 5-term governor, getting paid the second lowest governor's salary in the United States of America. but now they claim we worth $64 million. That ain't kosher when you getting the government check. See, and all the rest of them multimillionaires, and they weren't born rich. So how did they get rich? On a government paycheck.
Which is very interesting. After you look at all things considered.
Like Steve Cohen got given this Exxon stock that really ramped up in value because of the acquisition in California and hooking himself up with one of the Cohens that works with, the boogeyman, Donald Trump. I remember Steve Cohen whining and carrying on about the evils of Donald Trump. And lo and behold, he was working behind the scenes with one of Trump's money men to get a bribery situation for a buddy. Are we whoopee? He wasn't a dynamite lawyer here in Tennessee. He practiced in front of me. He was always a stuffed shirt, arrogant bastard that didn't deserve the arrogance.
Well, I looked at one thing and I wanted to bring this to you, and I'm gonna, I just had to bring this to you. So,
you see, I don't lie on people. You notice I'm not half stepping. Maybe this will cause me to lose, but I ain't gonna lie to anybody. I'll pull the covers off of the son of a bitch if he needs the covers pulled off of him and exposed.
Well, didn't you run for something in like 2014 against a woman?
Yeah, the DA. Actually, I won. What happened is when we got into it in discovery, there were only two candidates, me and this woman who has since been found to be one of the most corrupt DAs in modern American history by Harvard Law Review, Yale Law Review, and Stanford's Law Review. Well, there are only two candidates, but the way our machines are set up is each candidate has a candidate number, but there were 5 candidate numbers in the machines, and 64,000 votes went to 3 candidate numbers representing non-existent candidates. And they came out of places that I was expected to get a high voter turnout. If they put that in there, I would have won.
But yeah, we got to make sure that doesn't happen again. But
well, they have new machines, but our corrupt bought-off county commissioners have had the money since 2008 when the feds put it up, since they found that the machines were hopelessly corrupted in 2004, 6, and 2008. But they refused to spend it until they got threatened with individual lawsuits. So they secretly bought the machines, and they've been in the warehouse sitting idle while they've used the corrupted machines for the last 4 election cycles, including the one that just went by, that Associated Press that somehow or another acquired all of these investigative credentials, which is bullshit, to speak. There was no fraud in this last election. Damn that. There was plenty of it.
And let me ask you one more thing. One thing before I go, because I know this is one of your favorite things to talk about. Because I told you, and I'm glad you told me this. What you say? You had a Coke, but you said you got a club soda or something?
Yeah, I had a Coke. I usually order Diet Coke or Coke Zero. I thought about it. I said, give me goddamn club soda from the bar. I'm buying no goddamn Coke if they're going against that election thing that they've got in Georgia. They needed that. The way the Georgia law was reading, and it got changed for this last election cycle, was you could become registered to vote without presenting any ID. You could do it remotely online, and you could get an unsolicited absentee ballot without asking for one, and you didn't have to show any identification to use it. And you could drop it in a receptacle that nobody was watching. And you didn't have to have them postmarked.
Well,
and some counties had 101, 102, 103% voter turnout for the election, which means more folk voted than were eligible to vote.
And in Georgia, they had $400,000 without a chain of custody. So that's too late. That's a scam all day long.
Because the jackass has been sworn in after the Electoral College got sworn in and voted. but they've got a recount in Arizona. They've got one in several other states. They had one going to get one going in Georgia. What is it? Pennsylvania, all kinds of places. And they're coming up with legislation to do something about the corruption. But of course, Associated Press says, no, there was none.
Well, look, I mean, look, Judge. All you gotta do is look at the crowd size. You can see who really won. That's not even hard to figure it out. But I'm gonna say this about the whole thing. See, but they're trying to say it was none. But if you're saying that you won, you wouldn't be so against the law. I have to ask you a question because I did see some Republican senators did say that Major League Baseball is violating antitrust laws with them getting involved.
Yeah, they are.
What do you What are your thoughts on
I
that?
think they're right on that. And somebody needs to start enforcing that, and they need to deal with that relative to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and they all need to be made public utilities. Let's get down to it. This poor guy's got to make a cake for some gay folk against his religion. He's just some small sap in a private business. If he can be made to deal with following the law, then so the hell can Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. They are a public utility. They monopolize the means of social media communications, essentially. So why not? They need to be made to be public utilities for the same reason that what we call utility companies got made that back in the 19th century. They provided gas lighting, then electricity, and everything. No, we want to have their equivalent of gentrification. So we're going to cut off service to these people because we want to develop it economically. And they said, no, you are now what we call a public utility. You can't do that. It's like the phone company cannot discriminate against what the hell you say on a damn phone.
But if they are public utility, that means that you have to pay for their service, though.
No, you do, but you do anyway. You know how you pay for it? You got to put up with all those commercials and bullshit to get targeted to you that they sell to other people. Public utilities, they tried to put in these smart meters where they broadcast on AT&T cell phone cores every 20 seconds your usage. And what are they saying? Well, guys, get these smart appliances like smart TVs, ovens, and washing machines and refrigerators so you can get targeted commercials that'll come into your home from people who have paid us good money for the advertising benefits so that they can sell stuff to you that they find that you might want because we're snooping in on what the hell you do in your home. I have some very old televisions around here because I can't find one that's not smart. I don't want one just looking back at me because I don't like Big Brother's ass.
Well, public user, yes, she said public utilities are regulated. Okay, so, but I'm saying, why? I'm just asking you your honest opinion or thoughts. Why are companies getting involved with something that has nothing to do with them? This is about
they don't have any goddamn businesses. Who's taking over the corporations? Oh, George, this is our time to really make an impact. Oh, my God, it's just so thrilling to think that we did all of this and we would be able to make an impact. God damn. I'm not interested in that shit.
Okay, yeah, I did forget this. I'm glad that he brought this up. Gavin's in the chat, so shout out to Gavin. Bernard asked Judge about the start and attack the black teenager. I think this guy was in a neighborhood and the teenager was walking, and he walked up on him in the neighborhood and basically told him to get out of the neighborhood. I don't know if you've seen the video.
What were the circumstances?
It looked like, from what I saw, it just looked like he was asking him, what are you doing in the neighborhood? And he just started pushing him, and, he told him to leave.
Let me say this.
But
when I was growing up, a whole lot of that used to happen from the neighborhood.
In South Carolina.
Yeah, well, this was even in South Central. Well, they didn't call it that then. Some of the grown men would say, "What you doing here, son?" Well, man, I'm just no. You don't live here. What you walking up and down the street looking at all these houses for? Man, I do what I want to do. No, you're not gonna do what you want to do. I know it's a free country, but you walking up and down like acting like you want to make a make on these houses. What you doing? That's called neighborhood. Now I don't know what he's doing, but remember what we've been talking about. We need some men in the hood to make order in the hood. Is this a guy
Yeah.
that lives there? Does he just happen to be a cop? And he's saying, "Wait a minute, what you doing? I'm off duty, but why are you walking around looking like this? What are you up
I'm
to?"
the young brother
I
said
don't know
it
what the
was.
circumstances are. I'm just saying I like playing devil's advocate. Sometimes I like the devil. He's got a way of working with stuff, and sometimes that which you think is the devil isn't, and what you think is salvation is the devil. But
Let me
just
see if I can
saying.
pull up the video right quick.
Let's see what it says. Let's see what we look at.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at. But I like I said. I mean, it didn't come across from head Sergeant
Well, does it just that
Black.
he happened to be a sergeant? See, in
Yeah,
other
I
words,
think he happened to be a sergeant. But
military or
let's
with the
see.
police department. I want to know the
Um,
whole story on it. I haven't seen the video. He may be out of line, but he may be. We have to have peace, order, and public prosperity and safety in this neighborhood. What you doing? Speaking of
okay.
video, did you see this one where these kids got unruly on the bus, kicked in the door, window in the door, and they jumped on the bus and got the gangsterizing? But there's a bunch of girls, and the parents are sitting around videoing this mess instead of stopping it. Bunch of little junior high school girls. Look like middle school to me.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see. Is that what's going on, or is it something else? Bring it up. Let's take a look.
I'm trying to pull it,
I'm patient.
trying to see how this thing will come up.
That a
Yeah,
while.
he was in the
Patience
army.
is a great virtue.
Let's see how it look. Cause they've been giving me a time tonight with the videos. But let's see if they can
I
pull
had
it
a
up.
time getting
Let's.
on your show tonight.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to find out what's going on there.
You talking about
Let's
what you
see.
haven't talked about?
Shoot. I don't know why this thing is not pulling. Okay, here it is. I mean, this is the video. Oh, maybe I need to go back there. All right, let's see it.
Manly gossip.
See if it works.
Boom, I'm back at it again. I got a white sergeant.
I don't know. I didn't. I'm just gonna let them talk and just see what they show.
Apparently, both of them live in the neighborhood, and the white sergeant, for some reason, just started pushing the young man, attacking the young man. I'm gonna react to the video and let you see what was going on. Go away, right? Call the police.
Hey, they've already been called. They're just waiting. You know
Let's
what? Maybe you should hang out a little longer. We'll see how it goes. Then we.
Now, you see this young black man ain't bothering nobody. He lives in a neighborhood. The white guy lives in the neighborhood. Walk in the neighborhood. And this
Well, he lives in the neighborhood. He's just going for a walk.
Oh, he's deleted. What the man do? He lives in the neighborhood. He can't walk his own neighborhood?
I'll have to get the report by ourselves.
What are you doing here?
And walk. Well, you've been here like this.
Walk away. I'm still trying to figure out why are they wearing. Government owns the sidewalk. He's not in your yard. He's not in your grass. He's not near your house. The government owns the. What the hell is wrong with people?
Keep walking.
Well,
Walk away.
It's called
He
loitering.
gonna push him. The thing I did see when he pushed him on this, so that was the big.
I'm tired of motherfuckers thinking they own shit because they're in the military, these officers, they run shit. Damn boy, as a teenager, look like just walking, listening to music, and this man come out here talking about he can't be in the Navy. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people, man?
You ever heard of this thing called loitering? Let's see what happens.
There's a difference between pushing you. You're aggressive when someone came running.
Now, that's what I say. He shouldn't have pushed him though.
Young man is
Where
calm,
did he push him?
talking calm as hell. He did nothing. He had no right. He could have fucked
I
that
didn't
white
see
man.
the
Must have
push.
missed it. But
Trayvon Martin.
okay.
Motherfucking hands on that. I hope his parents got ready to whoop this motherfucker's ass.
You better walk away. You walk away. You're talking to my wife right now.
That's your wife?
Walk away. Walk away. Check it out. You can walk away or I'm going to carry you out.
And y'all see how calm this young man is? He ain't pushed him. I know a lot of people thought they was swung off. Man, he pushed him. He attacked him. And the man is still calm.
Wait a minute. I'm not seeing enough
calm.
here. What else is going on here? What else is happening?
This man is so wrong. Man, like,
that's why I say I need to find a video where this guy's not talking.
Yeah, you know what? See, here's what I'm thinking about. You own a house and somebody's standing in front of your house too damn long, looking around the wrong way. You get burglarized.
Being the aggressor. I don't understand how people think this cool. They think this cool. The white man is still the aggressor. They gonna find.
I don't want to hear black boy be wrong because play the video so we can see it. Play the video.
Well, yeah, I gotta find another video.
No, not you, him. See, he mentioned it.
The man walking on the
video, it should speak for it. After you show it, let's see what you have.
And I hate to say it, but U.S. whole world going to hell right now. People can't.
Let me say two things. One, I can't tell anything from what the hell he's got on there. If this boy lives in the neighborhood, he's got every right to live in the neighborhood. But you see, sometimes you have to deal with what is it I'm doing? What does it look like? There's a term called acting furtive. You ever been burglarized? Hello? Bernard. Homeboy, are you there?
Matter of fact, they kicked me out. They kicked me out. They kicked me out.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell is happening.
Well, see, here's what I'm
own video.
Hold on, man. You ever been burglarized?
I gotta get this thing over with.
I'm still that nigga. Y'all can't fuck with me.
Oh, drop him. Let's see the video without his sound on it.
I dropped it. Yeah, I don't know, man. They just kicked me out. I don't know what happened. They just kicked me out. So I gotta open up a new tab or something.
Say this. We don't know the context. And see, sometimes I tell folk, look, be aware of what you're doing and what it looks like to somebody else. Okay, white supremacy and all of that. Maybe there's another explanation. Homeowners don't particularly like somebody casing their house, so you live in the neighborhood, identify yourself, say, well, sir, I live right over there. I'm just chilling out, walking down the street. Where do you live? Who are your parents? You ever been burglarized?
Yeah, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, somebody's checking out your house and you say, I don't recognize this dude. What's he doing checking the house out? See, sometimes I walk over and as a favor tell some young folk, you really ought not do this. Man, I'm doing what I feel like doing. I said, yeah, but you get people worried about what you're up to.
Hey, look, we're gonna have a counselor come on for a second to play the video because I don't know why I'm having so many technical issues. I don't know what's going on.
I'd like to see the video to see the context, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's
Here we
not
go.
racism. It's just the interaction between somebody who happens to be white and somebody
All
who's
right, there he is.
stupid.
That's the counselor. Let him come on and
Okay, let's see what happens.
All right,
I want to
good
see the
evening,
video.
ladies, and good evening, Judge. Good evening, Bernard.
No, you.
If you go, I'm doing it through my phone. Let me see if I can share it, but it's on Tariq Nasheed's Twitter feed, and you can actually look at it. But he did shove the young man.
Okay, what is the purpose of the confrontation? I didn't see how all this started. That wasn't on there. What went on?
What went on was that apparently they were complaining about him being in the wrong neighborhood. What were you doing out here? Trying to get him to walk on. He said he was walking, and they were telling him to walk. And when the wife was saying, we've called the police and all this stuff, you've been standing out here. She said, well, I live out here. And when he was talking to her, that's when the army sergeant shoved him, and of course started making threats towards him.
Okay, this is not a cop. This is just somebody who
He's an
happens to
army
be in the army.
sergeant.
Okay.
He's a drill sergeant. Yeah.
Well,
He was charged with assault.
Okay. Well, see, we don't have context. This dude's running his mouth off like too often you find on YouTube. You have 45 seconds worth of it speaks for itself if you show it, and then somebody stretches it into an hour and a half trying to get some followers or viewers so he can get some commercial revenue. And I don't appreciate that, because let's see what happens and let it speak for itself. So, in other words, this guy got approached and this guy went off on him the wrong way. Okay, fine. I get it.
Hey, Gavin.
Yeah.
Can you play it? Can you know if you can play it or not? I mean, I can try to get back in, but I don't want to get kicked back out.
Well, you make the point, but see, here's another thing too. I tell people this all the time. Be considerate of the people around you. Counselor, you know this. You probably counsel folk on this too. Be aware of what you're doing and what it looks like, because there's no point in acting in a suspicious fashion. If you're just walking, tell somebody to go fuck off. The other thing is the dude is bigger than him. He's a grown man. He's been getting trained, and what you holding? Just say, look, okay, I'll move. I'm not going to stand out in front of the house. And then I don't know what the conversation was with the wife.
Well, hold on one second.
See, I mean, if he wants to go for it, say,
I'm
fuck you. I ain't going any goddamn where. I live here.
Yeah. Well, this was I guess he's a kid, is 2. And so he probably just was trying to stay calm with it, because he was real polite.
Well, he was polite, but I don't know what the context was. See, this guy that is pimping this situation to get him some video time, to build up his viewers. I need to see what the whole thing's about. Just play the goddamn thing and say, here, check this out. And then comment on it. Stop stopping it so we can't see it.
All right, well, look, I'm about to play it for you. Just give me 1 second. I'm on a computer so you can see it in full. But this was not who was recording it, but Tariq Nasheed had it on his Twitter feed. That's where I read and came up with with it from. So I'm gonna try and see if I can share it right now. We're going on Tariq's website. Hold on.
Let's see what happened.
All right. Now, this was... Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right, here it is.
Hey, they've already been called. They're just waiting.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to share. You can see it, Bernard.
Yeah, I see. Well, you're on both screens. Yeah.
I can't see.
Can you see the...
No, I don't see the video.
I hear her saying, look, the police have already been called.
Hold on.
I see it. I see it now. Wait a minute. Rewind it.
Hey, they've already been called. They're just waiting. You know what? Maybe you should hang on a little longer. We'll see how it goes. Then we won't have to get the report by ourselves.
What is it you're doing here?
Then
Then walk.
out. Well, you've been here like 15 minutes now.
Let's go. Walk away.
Keep walking.
Walk away. Walk away right now. You need help? I'm having help. I didn't hit you. There's a difference between pushing you. You're aggressing on the neighborhood.
Someone came running in.
Walk back.
You better walk away. You walk away. You're talking to my wife right now. Walk away. Walk away. Check it out. You either walk away or I'm going to carry your ass out of here. What do you want to do? Or what? What are you going to do? Let's go. Walk away.
I didn't do anything.
I'm about to do something to you. You better start walking. You better start walking right now.
You come at me like that?
I ain't coming after you. You're in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. Get out. Get out. Where? Where's your house? What's your address?
Maybe we should walk you home.
Oh, you bet. You want to bet what I can do?
I live here.
Okay,
Right
where's
now,
your
you're
address?
harassing the
I'm
neighborhood.
not harassing anyone walking through the neighborhood. I live here.
Where? But check it out. We are a tight-knit community. We take care of each other. Hell of a lot longer than your ass, because I have never seen you before in my
How long
life.
have you been living here?
That's
Why
none of
does
your
that even
business.
matter to you?
How long have you been
It
living here?
doesn't matter. You know what? Get the hell out of my face. Get out of my face.
You walked up to me.
Check it out, motherfucker. I ain't playing with you. You either get your ass moving, or I'm gonna move you.
Something's wrong.
You wanna bet? I'm about to show you what I can do. You better walk away. Walk away. Walk away.
I'm walking. You keep following me, sir.
There's only one way out of here. It's right over there.
There's multiple ways out of here, sir.
You wanna bet? Walk away.
Now, what happened in all of this?
Okay, so from what I'm reading, what I've read, he was charged with assault. He actually broke the kid's phone before that.
Well, actually, that was an assault I saw.
Right, but before that, they're saying that his phone was broken too. He broke that, and that's what he was charged with, the third degree.
Okay, now, yeah, all of the above. He had no reason to put his hands on him. But what else do you see in this picture?
What else do I see?
Mm-hmm.
I saw, well, first off, I don't know who the lady was standing behind the kid and what she was doing, but she was trying to tell them, nuh-uh. I see, obviously, this.
That was his wife.
The wife was off camera.
Okay. Now, maybe she was telling him to back off. But what did you see? Bernard, did you see something else in there?
It's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I mean, I wish they had
it was glaringly apparent in this.
Oh, well, I mean, like I said, it's assault. He shouldn't have put his hands on him.
No,
That's
but
what I
aside from the assault, let's assume, yeah, I saw an assault. Okay. What else did you see?
Somebody else
person in the background.
No. Obvious. Everybody's missing it.
What, the kid?
What in terms of neighborhood?
No. Let's back off of it a little bit. Oh, hell, let's put it in a bar. What'd you see?
I mean,
look, when you see, this is something that I have seen a lot of lately. This is a man-on-man situation, and somebody's challenging you. And when somebody's challenging you, it used to be 50 years ago, that would have been a fight right there. Somebody might have been wrong, somebody might have been right. So there's a fight. So if you put yourself in a situation where there's going to be a fight, be able to handle that shit.
I see what you're saying.
Obviously, this kid was overmatched, but he stood there because he's used to somebody standing up for him and doing it for him instead of him having to do it himself.
Okay.
Judge, I'm glad you brought it up.
You get what I'm saying? In other words, this reflects so much of the black experience. Yeah, he's doing you wrong. Yeah, he looks like he committed an assault. That's not my point. It's a man-on-man situation where one of them is wrong, but he's threatening to whip your ass. So what are you doing?
Judge, I'm glad you brought that up because this happened
right.
too late. This happened later on.
Because I do agree, once he put his hands on him, it should have been over. So actually, I do
Yeah,
agree
but
with that.
he isn't prepared for that. But you see, that's what you see with all these little ratchet cupcakes out in
What's
the
this right
street.
here?
They're all enraged.
That's at the guy's house. They all showed up.
We just want to talk. We want to understand something. That's it. No justice, no peace. What you gonna do? You gonna stay here every day?
They actually cleared, the police department actually cleared the protesters there. Now this is from earlier, but then let me show you another video of footage. This was on Ricky Smiley's page. Apparently, this was the crowd that was out there because it was actually larger in size, but people actually showed up in support of this young man. But this is the Bernard. Hold on, let's see if we can
Well,
share.
it still misses a point.
Right. But I'm just saying what you're saying about people standing up, like he's probably used to other people standing up for him instead of himself. But
which is what they did. See, in my hood, it was I better grow some. I better learn how to fight so the next time this happens, I can just whip ass. See, back in the day, it would have been ass whipping or not ass whipping, and that would have been the end of it. Now we got to call the police for everything.
Go back. Nigga, don't take
Yeah, it's an assault.
Man, this thing.
But you see the point. The young man hasn't gotten the idea that there is a thing about manhood. Now you see all of this. Everybody's protesting. It still was one male back down a junior male, white or black, doesn't make any difference what. And the junior male was used to getting his way and his mama out there standing up for him. That's who was probably shouting, come down here. And still the point that's made in this is you got a young male confronted with a grown male who was physically fit, knew what he was doing. He kept his ass in the house. See what he did with all of these out here? He can't whip all these people. So he kept his ass in the house. Now, if they break in, he can shoot them. Because the castle doctrine. So he had sense to keep in the house. The other dude is going for bad against somebody that can outdo him that way, and he can't kick ass. So he should have left. I mean, it may have been within his rights, to stay there, but this ain't the police where you can talk about state action. This is mano y mano, and you're going to get your ass whipped if you stay there. In other words, this is one of those old time situations where, okay, a lot of times, I was always bulky, but I wasn't tall. So somebody got there, I'd have to knock somebody's ass out to get my ass damn near knocked out. You see what I'm saying?
Kill or be killed.
Yeah. In other words, this is the way it used to be. Wasn't nobody calling somebody the police. You had to handle this shit. So see, this is stuck on stupid. You are in a situation, you won't leave, and you can't handle the situation you're confronted with. This white boy had sense enough to stay in his house because he can't handle that crowd. If the crowd had broken in his house, he got something up in there for him. Probably his Beretta.
That's in there, Jonathan Pertland. He's
you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, the white boy was wrong. Dead wrong. But the young man, why are you going to do that when you're only going to get embarrassed?
Yeah.
And see, you know what else this reflects? Too much of that gang bullshit. See, I grew up in L.A., and I went to John Muir Junior High School, and I went to Budlong Avenue Elementary, which was right behind it. John Muir was on 62nd and Vermont, right near Vermont and Slauson. So these little punk asses in the 4th, 5th, 6th grade used to be crying for their mamas and snot running down their nose. Well, you got a summer vacation. They were in the 7th grade. So they posseed up with the gang that was popular then, was called the Dell Vikings. So they joined the Dell Vikings, and all of a sudden they going for bad because they got that big posse out there. But you see, they couldn't handle it when it came one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's what you got. The white boy was wrong, but he did have the gumption to say, what the hell are you doing? That's what men do. See, that's the way it used to be. What the fuck are you doing in the neighborhood? That's what men are supposed to do. You know, the police are not going to solve everything. Maybe now we expect them to, but we want to defund them. So men used to do what this white boy was doing. You saw some young kid, what you doing here, son? We would approach it in a different way. No, you're standing out here too long. You're going to have to move on. And see, we grown folk in my neighborhood would say, you can bring your mama and your daddy, whoever the fuck you want. Got something for them too, but you're not standing in front of my property. Now leave.
Yeah, but he was on the sidewalk, Judge.
I don't care. Whole lot of shit got done on the sidewalk. I've seen people get killed on the sidewalk. But you see, let's get past the legal. This is just man on man. You got a grown man and you a teenager, and the grown man saying, don't stand out in front of my house. I don't care whether you got a right on the sidewalk or not. You looking suspicious. And if you come off in here some night, I know who I'm coming to look for. Now, you ever been burglarized?
Yeah.
I was broken into
Don't
3
you wish?
times.
Remember leaving all the windows open, doors open, so somebody would walk up in there and you sitting there with your shit waiting for somebody to try and break off in your house? Again?
My windows weren't open. I had somebody that worked at the apartment complex.
No. I'm talking about after they burglarized you. You mad, pissed off about got my shit. They trespassed on my property, goddammit. And you sat up there with the lights out, with your pistol in hand or your 12 gauge, with the doors open, hoping some fool would come off in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Didn't you wish? I wish I had seen these motherfuckers when they were planning this shit. You ever had that feeling?
Oh, yeah. Like the movie Nobody.
Yeah. That's what this guy was doing. You see, he's going, no, shit, no. I've been broken into before. Fuck this shit. This motherfucker's out. He might have been using the N-word in his mind. He's looking goddamn suspicious. What the fuck is he doing out here? He's been standing out here for 15 goddamn minutes. I don't care whether it's sidewalk or not. It's in front of my goddamn house. He's wrong. Legally, he's wrong. The kid had a right to be on the sidewalk. But, you know, sometimes shit happens. You see, when he went out and confronted the dude, the young dude should have left. Why? He wasn't ready to take an ass whooping, and he certainly couldn't have administered one. He had to go get his posse, his gang, and they stood out in front of this guy's house, and he had sense enough to stay inside. And the police did what? They came and cleared everybody off. And by the way, let's get with what's going on. When the police come, what are they getting upset with this white boy for? Because he pushed the boy?
Well, I think it wasn't just the fact that he pushed him. It's like, you don't belong here. What are you doing in my neighborhood? As if you don't belong here. Like,
well, did he actually belong in the neighborhood?
He said he lived there.
Yeah, but my niece was at my house cleaning, and she said, who the fuck is that parked asleep by your garage? I said, what? And I was some chick that got drunk that parked in front of my garage. I didn't even know she was out there. So my niece goes out there, excuse me, what are you doing? Well, I live here. Oh, hell no, you don't live here. Yes, I do. You don't live here. This is my uncle. I clean up here all the time. I've never seen you over here, but I live here. She's lying. You see how that works?
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't know that either, though, Judge.
I know, but the bottom line is he's saying, look, right now, I don't care whether you live here or not. You're standing in front of my place. I got suspicious. Yeah, so the boy could have stood his ground, but then you're going to get ass whooped.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody administers an ass whooping, technically they're probably guilty of assault and battery. But let me tell you how that works. 1976, and I got off of the 6th floor elevator, and there were 2 judges confronting each other. And one of the judges said, "Lawyer Brown, you got $50 in cash on you?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Loan it to me." I said, "Well, sure." He said, "Because I'm going to kick this punk's ass right here, and I need the $50 for bond." Now, there's 2 judges squared off in the courthouse. You see where that goes? One of them is going to take the case because on GPs, he's going to have to kick this other fool's ass. The other fool was indeed somebody who needed an ass whipping. Whole bunch of lawyers wanted to, but here was another judge asking me to loan him $50 for a cash bond on assault and battery, which was about to occur because he's about to kick the other one's ass. See how that goes? He knew he would be arrested, but ever heard this phrase? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So this white man felt that he may have been wrong, but the black kid has been used to his mama intervening with everything. He's entitled, he's protected, his self-esteem is cherished, and all that other shit. So he's used to somebody doing it for him. This, son, is what happens when you confront a man who's giving you some orders. You either take those goddamn orders or you get the fuck on out of there, or you get your ass whooped, even if the other guy is wrong.
Yeah.
See how that goes?
To me, if he came up to me talking about where you live and so forth, I would have, as a man, I would have told him that's none of your effing business. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
but you a man, and you know where it goes from there.
And had he put his hands on me, I'd have to kick the shit out of him.
Well, exactly. But this boy wasn't prepared to do that. See, when he put hands on you, there would have been an ass whipping attempt going on. There have been a combat.
Yeah.
But he backed down from the combat. And he knew he was going to back down from the combat.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with this picture. Now, the white man was wrong. White boy is wrong. He put his hands on him. That's an assault.
Assault and battery.
Yeah, but the point is that's your typical goddamn man-on-man fight.
Yeah. What did you think, Judge, of the lieutenant that got pepper sprayed by the cops in Virginia? The Black Army lieutenant.
Yeah, that was... Somebody's going to have to do some explaining.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that was right up the road for me, about an hour from me.
But remember that thing down in Texas in 1916? The black members of the 9th Cavalry, they went into town and kicked some white ass because they had to do, but some of them got hung by Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. That's in the movie The 24th. They talked about it. That came out last year. I was supposed to do a movie review on it. But yeah, they were court-martialed and executed.
Yeah. But you see, they did what they had to do.
They killed cops too.
Yeah. But you see, they did what they had to do. And sometimes I tell folk, sometimes when you got to do what you got to do, don't expect to get a pat on the hand for doing it.
Yeah.
Now, that's the message we're missing. If the young man wanted to go to war, then fuck it, go to war.
You're right about that.
Don't worry, a bruise will only last for a few days.
Yeah. See, in other words, if somebody done me that way, well, frankly, I got too much gray hair. Mustache, they wouldn't have done me that way. And I've been taking martial arts for 55 years, so I probably know a lot more martial arts than a 36-year-oldish white boy, even if he was in the Marines. You're probably in better shape than I am, but you can use his strength against him. I'd have kicked his ass. But you see, that's me. I'm not any 15-year-old kid going for bad, not knowing what it is to be bad. Right. And see, the other thing, nobody taught him at home. When an adult says, you go on, you can go do what you got to do, but can you whip his ass? Then get the fuck on up.
Right.
Or you going to make a point, he gets arrested if somebody's videoing it. But you still got ass whooping and you got embarrassed. So now you got your posse out there. So what you going to do? You see, now what is going on? This is a breach of the public peace. How many people out there are going to get prosecuted once they get identified in the video.
Yeah.
You see where this goes? So now your dumb ass got all of these people in trouble. That's not a peaceful protest. They're trespassing on the guy's front lawn, his property. Well, and by the way, if it's in the state I think it is, the castle doctrine includes your front yard. Well, he doesn't have a fence, but anyway, within the enclosures of your property, that legal term, the close.
South Carolina.
Yeah. So
Judge,
all of these folk are putting themselves in jeopardy. Supposing one of them started kicking down the door, what would happen?
Well, on that case, that's the extreme part. That's always another color. The guy had a right to open fire if he did that.
Yeah, so now you punked out. You wanted to be entitled. Now you got some people dead. See, this is a lack of forethought because of the arrogance and stupidity.
Yeah. You can watch Rosalind was asking where the movie The 24th was, and that's on Stars. You can watch that. And that happened in 1917, the Houston riot. Woodrow Wilson was president. That's
Woodrow
right.
Wilson. There's another one earlier where Teddy Roosevelt ordered some of those folk hung.
That was in 1906.
1906.
Brownsville, Texas.
Yeah.
That's from Brother Ron. Ron is a encyclopedia. A walking encyclopedia.
Yeah, he's listening. But yeah, you know what? I'm glad Gavin you was able to come on. Thank you for coming over and taking issues. And matter of fact, while you're here, shout out your channel.
Thank you for having me come on this channel, GBoo2786, as well as self-entitled Gavin Richard. Y'all tune in tomorrow. I'm going to have Sean James come on, as well as Reverend Childress. We will be talking about these incidents and also about Biden and Cuomo. Oh, I'm going to ask the judge this. I know y'all got to run, Bernard, because it's getting late, but have you heard, Judge, about this thing in New York where they're giving $15,000 to illegal immigrants?
Yeah. What do you think, Judge?
How's that even legal? It's not legal.
Remember what you saw with this boy?
Yes.
Same thing on a higher level. See, it's endemic. People think that's appropriate, even if they're in high places, so they're going to do it when it ain't. So that's just a summation. The white boy was wrong. He shouldn't have done what he did. That looked like a clear assault. The black kid, he was wrong for leaving himself in that situation. Anybody would have thought, look, I'm standing out in front of somebody's house. They don't know me for 15 minutes. They're supposed to be comfortable with this. I do recognize that there's a reality. I am black in America, and these white folk are going to get all weirded out. So when somebody asks me what the fuck I'm doing, I said, well, sir, I'm sorry. I'll just keep on. I was walking, and where do you live? And you notice he never did give the address. I live at so-and-so.
That's
that
true.
might have diffused it. Don't go for bad when you can't uphold your situation. That ain't got nothing to do with the law. That's just man on man. Even if the guy that's confronted you is against doing something against the law, can you administer an ass whipping, fight to a draw, or get your ass whipped? Most likely. In the military, what the fuck you do? Strategic withdrawal, a retreat. Fall back.
Well, let me ask you a question, Judge, about that. And this is for undocumented workers, which is, but that's kind of like,
I got your point. This is just, I'm saying that's on the same level here that you just got through saying. It spreads from the top down and then goes back up. Undocumented aliens, what the fuck is that shit? These son of a bitches have lost their goddamn minds.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that in tomorrow night, I'm gonna have a brother on from not from BLM, but he was there when it all kicked off on the ground.
Black lives matter.
Well, actually, this guy's saying
Black lesbian mania.
They said they weren't black. They weren't anything. They took a name and just started calling it that, but they weren't. They were just out there protesting. But a lot of them went to jail and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have him on tomorrow night.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What happened is these heifers went and co-opted the name. That's what Kaepernick was doing. Black Lives Matter, take a knee. They took that, they incorporated it, and they pimped it. That's what I've been telling both of you about. These fools back in the 60s used to pimp the movement, or pimp the revolution, as some were euphemistically calling it. Pimping. Like preachers pimp from the pulpit sometimes. Not all of them, but some
Black
of them.
lesbian mansions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's Ron in the jet. Brother Ron heard. There you go. He needed.
Share this
He,
picture.
he should be on here. But
Well,
Bernard,
you know,
Bernard, look
it's
at that
all
picture.
kinds of stuff wrong.
there she is. Starts race war, moves the white neighborhood. There she is, right?
Well, you know, that's who's behind the whole damn BLM movement. Every time they have a demonstration, one of those things they say they help organize protests and demonstrations, 9 out of every 11 folk out there are white cupcakes with a few chocolate sprinkles scattered around. You know, hey, Antifa, BLM, and every time you see a BLM rally, what else do you see? A rainbow flag talking about gay rights.
Generation Z is on cotton candy shit. Man, the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, only thing I'm looking at is, man, you didn't uphold what's going on. If you're gonna sit up there and punch it out with this dude after he shoved you, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But get your ass run off and then got to go get your mama out there hollering and acting a fool.
Right. Yeah.
You
I had to
mess
do
with
the
my
same
baby.
thing.
Well, didn't you teach your baby to have some good goddamn sense?
Right. I had to do the same thing when I was in Las Vegas and this white boy called me a nigger. And I had to run up on him and we just scrapped. It was what it was.
Yeah, last time I did something, I was a judge. It was in February 2013. Some big 6'3" tall New Zealand crazy boy from down under was stoned off or something. So he was trying to snatch women's tops down. So I was still with my now last ex-wife. He tried to stop us, put us down. I threw his ass down on the ground, choked him unconscious, and didn't let him revive and did it again. Threw his ass out.
Woo! Shit. Goddamn, Judge.
But you know, I
Hey,
knew my ex was leaving my ass then because she didn't even see what I did. This dude who was all pro linebacker came up after I choked this motherfucker out and said, "Man, you gotta go," and escorted him the rest of the way down the stairs. So she saw that. She didn't even see her husband save her damn ass. I said, "Oh man, this is rank." She didn't see me in one of my moments of glory when I took this big old fool out.
well, I mean that's actually good. Hey, look, man, you still got it, dude, man. I gotta give
That's
it to
7
you.
years ago, 8 years ago, but you know, it is what the fuck it is.
But while
Yeah.
I got Gavin on, because Gavin, I'm gonna have to catch you in the rewind process by night because of like I told you, I got the people coming on about that thing. But explain your feelings about the $3.4 million houses and trying to buy the exclusive in the Bahamas. Your thoughts?
Black loans matter. Black lesbian mortgages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what so well look, my personal experiences with Black Lives Matter, think I've told y'all this before, but when Alton Sterling got killed in Baton Rouge, I went to a meeting that they had over at the 100 Black Men of America in Baton Rouge, and their building it was right actually across from where Sterling was killed. And when they had, I guess, the members of BLM talk because they were looking for lawyers to represent protesters, those that were going to be protesting, to stand on the side with them, I was like, cool. But then they started talking about what to do when a gender bender comes in and gets in the wrong prison cell. I was like, what the hell is a gender bender? And it's like, yeah, well, if a transgender woman is in the prison, is in the male's prison, that could be problematic. If a transgender male is in the female prison, well, that could be problematic. I'm like, I can't believe I came to this shit all the way for that. And then when they got to the protest, I'm there, and I saw a man had to be in his mid 40s, weighed 200 and something pound, 240 pounds, with a full on dress. Walking in and out of the church bathroom to use the restroom was up there, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, first time they had a BLM thing here in Memphis, this was way back a while, and they had announced they were going to have something, so I drove by there. I saw more rainbow flags than I did black folk. I said, oh, hell no. So when I looked into it, I said, this is a gay thing. This is not a black thing. This is part of this whole thing, like the NAACP got set up by the Jewish community way back 100-some years ago, so they could get protected. The idea being, if you couldn't do it to a Negro, you couldn't do it to a Jew. So they're trying to sit up there, if you can protect black folk, you can protect gay folk. I'm going, nobody. That's like I'm not getting up out of my lifeboat seat for some fake woman.
You know what? This guy put a thing in the chat, be a trans prison. Actually, in California, they are actually moving people trans.
I saw that. You know what?
So actually, he's actually
Rape. All them poor babes off in there talking about they're going to get raped. They got one dude that's been indicted 6 or 7 times for rape and got 3 or 4 babies that he had up in the penitentiary because he's been raping these girls.
Sick. That's very sick. But Gavin, since you're on, go ahead and bring up your take on the Minnesota psyops and all that other good stuff going on.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're talking about the Wright case. Or are you talking about Chauvin?
You can throw it. You can mix them in all together because they all got the same lawyers. So.
The lawyers represent Chauvin is representing Patton.
They hired Crump's firm.
Yeah.
You're talking about for the victims, Crump. Yeah. When is he gonna try one of these cases?
Never.
Counselor, if you try cases and kick ass, you get much better settlements than somebody that doesn't try cases.
Yeah, what I think about that is Tamir Rice. She actually, Tamir Rice's mother, she actually went in on Black Lives Matter and Ben Crump. She talked about how Crump represented her and was telling her how to act. They ain't gonna pay an angry black woman any money, supposedly. And how to act. She talked about BLM and she mentioned the gay stuff that was going on with that too, Judge. If you look at her interview, she was like, she respects people, but she says I couldn't go along with it because they were all in her business with stuff. So it's all it seems like this is a script that they're reading from, because it's like every time these incidents happens, the same people come along. There's a settlement. The settlement is not coming from those police officers. That's coming from the city, as you know, Judge, because the city's the ones who are paying that money. So they're not suffering any loss or anything. And, I found out that from what you said, Bernard, and I looked at it, George Floyd's girlfriend was, I think, the assistant principal over at this school where Mr. Wright was. So, small world. But,
small world or strictly reality.
Can't find a lawyer and don't know. Well, I heard he's doing. I see. The other thing, I wouldn't have told the client to do that if I'm not practicing now. So, but I would have said, go on and be an angry black woman, so they sit there and think about how bad that's going to make the city look when you get up in there and get the clowning. And they definitely don't want a sympathetic jury with you going through angry black woman and ramping the damages up, because they'll be angry with her.
Yeah. I mean, I've had cases which were good, but they were okay. But didn't push it further. Sometimes I've settled stuff because clients wanted to go this direction, and in part, especially when you're just starting out on your own, of course, as you know, litigating things can cost money to do.
Yeah.
So I had some stuff I had to give up, but yeah, but Ben Crump, I think what it is, Bernard, is that he comes in pro hoc vice. Somebody else takes on the work, and he just does the publicity side of it, and he
Yeah.
gets
See,
a percentage of
I
it.
know how that is.
Yeah,
Here's the thing about that. See, I could have made a lot more money before I had that show if I hadn't done so many pro bono cases. I got the youngest person in the world on death row off, got his conviction reversed unanimously by the Arkansas Supreme Court. And I got a stay of execution from the Arkansas Supreme Court and then Governor Bill Clinton 23 minutes before they want to execute him. And he wasn't but 15 for 2 weeks. Now, I put up $50,000 of my own money just because it was the right thing to do. I didn't make any money off the case, but it was the right thing to do. Served me well in later years as bragging rights almost. I got the youngest person in the whole world on death row, off death row. He's dead now. Somebody killed him, but it is what it is.
yeah.
But, you know, I met Ben Crump. I mean, he seems
I
personable
met him
enough.
too.
He doesn't seem like a bad guy, but I do know, especially from having been a trial judge, a circuit judge in the state of Tennessee, I heard mostly criminal cases, but I know for a fact that a lawyer who is a good trial lawyer can get better offers than somebody who doesn't try cases. Because, in other words, one side just to take it or leave it, whether it's a plea bargain or a settlement, take it or leave it. We go to trial. And what they usually try to do is figure out how much it's going to cost them in attorney fees, tied up labor by employees having to spend that much amount of time. And they do a calculus and throw in a little extra, and that's it. And the other thing, too, see, you can't consider it, but most of these municipalities are smart enough to get liability insurance coverage for what they do, so they don't have to self-insure. And they can always do stuff if they get a big enough judgment against them. They can sell municipal bonds to cover it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, yeah, Gavin, like I said, that was a good answer right there. I just, like I said, script reality or same script, same actors. That's how I look at it. Or they just not learning from past
Don't be
experience.
surprised if I'll say this before. Don't be surprised with this Chauvin thing if he walks.
I say the same thing. He might walk or get found guilty of a much lesser included offense. Now, see, what they are charging him with in a lot of states would be manslaughter or criminally negligent homicide, or
We have
some
manslaughter,
lesser one, but
negligent
in Minnesota
homicide.
they call it murder.
Yeah.
All right. So don't be afraid. Not afraid, but don't be surprised if he walks. But then again, see, there's still this remedy. I guess Strom Thurmond and Biden did something, though I think it is unfairly applied. The feds can still go after him for violation of
Civil rights.
Floyd's civil rights, like they did with Rodney King's abusers.
Right.
Of course, here's the thing with what's happening in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
It's just like California when the weather is too dry, there's not been enough rain. Anything can set off a conflagration, including static electricity, any spark. And whether or not there's a whole lot of good to it, like this, what I'm picking up on this other thing that happened in Minneapolis, this guy that got himself shot trying to get away. The woman was dumbass. She did a whole lot of stuff wrong. I don't necessarily think she had an intention to do it, but it was negligent. It was possibly criminally negligent, which is
why she
about
got manslaughter. Right?
Yeah. And here's the thing, though. It's a spark, but when these cops pulled him over, it wasn't for expired tags. Hell, you got a warrant against you for pulling a pistol on a cop and escaping back in June last year. And they read this. They
I heard
say,
he had a misdemeanor for weed.
yeah, no, he had one for unlawful possession of a deadly weapon. One of the things they had out on him was pulling a gun on a cop and escaping last summer. So you got a warrant like that, and they're looking at this thing. And the underlying thing was he had weed, but he also had the pistol. And whether he was carrying the pistol and the weed, I don't know, and just took off. But that's what it looks like. So cops looking at something that says firearm, looking at something that says escape. You notice they didn't question him. They just took him out the car and cuffed him, or tried to. The black cop was kind of fumbling the cuff operation, but I don't get why that woman put her hand between him and this guy's back. I don't get that. She being a little Miss Know-It-All busybody. Well, let me do it. And immediately this dude just yanked off, tried to get in. She says, "Oh my God, I shot him." But you know something I found peculiar? Did you hear a gunshot?
I didn't.
I didn't hear one either.
Now, I know this. I have some earmuffs I used to hunt with. When you turn them up, you can amplify sound so you can hear stuff crawling in the bushes, squirrels and shit. But when the gunshot goes off, it damps it down. Maybe that's what's on the body cam. I don't know. But I did not hear a gunshot. But I thought I saw a taser. A couple of taser lines
Well,
go out at the same time. Now, here's what I did see. I saw her finger in the trigger guard of the Glock. And some idiot that posted this was talking about, yeah, see, I don't believe it. Both the gun and the taser have the safety. Glocks don't have safeties.
No.
So trigger in the finger guard, you got a problem going right there. Glock is probably the pistol with the most negligent discharges in police history in a long time. Not since they used to cock those double action revolvers so they could get a nice, easy first shot if they had so many discharges. And a lot of departments used to take the single action feature off of their Smith and Colt revolvers so you couldn't do that. And then they went to the double action pistols or the double action single action, although LAPD used to take their Berettas and cock them. And they were running around, no safety, live, good to go, because they didn't want to go through that crunch and then light trigger pull. And you got a Glock, says safety action, but as long as you keep your finger off out of the trigger guard, you're all right. But too many people put it in there. And 30 years ago, you put your finger in the trigger guard. That was a new thing, to keep your finger out of the trigger guard. You just didn't pull the trigger, but they had a lot of accidental discharges. They used to have a thing in the Army saying the most dangerous thing in the Army is a second lieutenant with a 1911 45 auto, because you go in the day room, well, the arms room area, and there'd be all these bullet holes around over in the corner. That's from a lieutenant racking the slide back, dropping the magazine, and then pulling the trigger instead of dropping the magazine, racking the slide, and then pulling the trigger to verify it was empty. All kinds of crazy shit goes on. But, you know, it's tragedy.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
We'll see. Any spark can set it off. It's just,
I'm thinking she might make a mistake of fact argument too, like that Amber Geiger situation.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Now, what I got wrong with Amber Geiger, God damn it, what the hell was wrong with that black female judge having on a pair of shorts under her robe and some flip-flops and getting around with that bat cape flapping all over the hell with those shorts and flip-flops showing, throwing your arms around the defendant after getting off the bench and giving her a Bible? That just spanked the high heavens.
Yeah, that ticked me off when that happened. And then you had roly-poly, Swollen Martin trying to defend it, calling people stupid, having a judge on his platform, and then other people trying to defend it. But I mean, the boy, because I know one of the attorneys that was on
and her appeals up now too.
Yeah, she's appealing it, and guess what? They're gonna use that scene when she hugged her little brother, and saying I forgive her and all of that. They're gonna
Man,
use that.
he was fucking that girl, man. Dad, gonna stop playing, man. Dad, I think this was a love triangle going on or something, man. I don't believe the dad, she's walking in the wrong apartment, man.
Didn't one of the witnesses? I don't think it's ever been solved, but one of the witnesses got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
But you know what? See, some people don't get it about American law. Yeah, there's this thing called intrinsic guilt, and there's this thing called legal guilt. They aren't the same thing, because at heart, what you're trying to do is express the sentiment that sometimes giving the government too much power is more dangerous than letting a guilty person get free. They used to have a saying in American law: it is better for 100 guilty men to go free than one innocent man to be convicted. And you're trying to keep down the use of the system for authoritarian purposes. Now, just because somebody's acquitted does not mean they did not do something. For example, Al Capone never got convicted of murder, but it looks like he ordered a whole lot of hits and did a few of them himself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Bugsy Siegel, he's been acquitted.
Yep. John Gotti, they finally got him. But how many times did they have to bring him to trial?
Multiple times.
Yeah.
But he got himself in trouble because he was.
Yeah, he shot his mouth off.
Right. Omoletta. He forgot his oath.
Well, I got a question for the judge, because I know people want to always ask it. Judge, as a matter of fact, what is your info? People reach you on Twitter.
The what now?
He wants to know
how you get me on Twitter. By the way, you used to be able to check to see how many followers you have.
Yeah.
They won't let me check anymore. They keep trying to drop it. Get 110 new followers and they claim you lost 5. Like, okay, fine. I had somebody do an audit and it's about 5 times what they're showing. But anyway, you can get me at Judge Joe Brown TV. TV is capitalized and the first letter in each Judge Joe Brown capitalized. Judge Joe Brown TV, and I do not have a blue check. But on Parler, you can get me at Judge Joe Brown, and I do have a red P.
Okay.
Parler, by the way, you get 1,000 strokes. Twitter, you get 280. That includes punctuation and spaces.
And
by the way, if there's a complaint on Twitter, they do their algorithms and they push their gay thing on you. You can't talk about them. On Parler, if there's a complaint, you get a jury of your peers to decide the issue.
Okay, and you got a talk show or something, people.
Oh, you can get me on Friday. I forgot about that one because I do yours. I've been on with Counsel here, Dana, and some other folk, and all kinds of everybody and everywhere.
TV.
On Friday, you can get me with Valerie Denise Jones at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to 6. And if you're on at 6, you can stay on for another hour till 7 before they shut us off. That can be reached at 929-477-1167. 929-477-1167. It is syndicated around the world, and you can also catch it on Spotify and a few other places. And iHeartRadio now. That's new. So Valerie is a grad student. She's working her ass off. Just like you, young Bernard. So all of you doing well. And by the way, you are the journalist and spokespeople for tomorrow. And I think the two of you and some other people, Dana, Counselor, you two, you're setting up an alternative thing. And Curtis Schoon is going to have Schoon TV.
Yeah, he was on with Jason Whitlock the other day.
Yeah,
matter of fact, they blocked Jason Whitlock's Twitter account for tweeting bad about the girl from BLM. Well, not tweeting bad, tweeting facts, really, but
Yeah, they want me to do legal commentary and write a few articles a month or whatever they're doing. Right now, they've got all of these out of work leftist liberal writers who are trying to get employed, but it is what it is, but it's a new forum.
Okay.
So come
Well,
on board.
I want to. Usually I wouldn't bring this subject up in a context, but this lady Monique T2C, she is an awesome guest. Monique 2C, Judge. She is saying that that Bible that I guess Tammy Kemp had keeping folks docile.
I miss
So that's
Monique 2C, pretty looking lady. I always like pretty
Hi,
looking
Monique.
ladies. Hi there, ma'am. How you doing? Glad that you're paying attention.
yeah.
God, I like
She
some of these
pays
ladies
good attention.
listening on.
She listens.
All of them. I love that. I haven't lost my touch. I like to look. Not as good as I used to be, but most of the time I'm better than I ever was.
So I just wanted your thoughts on the thing with the Bible thing and all that. What are your thoughts on that
Well,
happened?
you know, I've sat
I
at
thought it
dinner
was separation of
tables
church
with
and state or something.
I've sat at dinner tables with billionaires and their children and their families, and they talk business, politics, stock markets, ins and outs of stuff like that. I sat at black dinner tables with black folk and their families, and they talk about being blessed and Jesus and the preacher and gossip that befits what you see in a beauty salon and all kinds of nonsense and the basketball game. And I say, this is just not thinking about the right things. We doom ourselves by thinking in terms of trivia. And I always said this, whether or not there's some invalidity to it, that's a problem with Africa. Africa is more Christian than the white folk were that imposed it on them. What is it? First send in the missionaries, then the Marines?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've got too much missionary in our souls, so it is
Yep.
what it is.
Well, I mean, I'll say this note on that. Africa is where even all that stuff came out of. But me personally, I identify. This is just me. I identify as a Christian and so forth. I don't think it necessarily keeps us docile, but I do think that uh, we still don't focus. We focus on the wrong things from time to time too. There's a time and place for stuff. I'm not saying that you can't live out your faith and have it, but and morals are needed. But uh, I find also what's interesting too when I look at some of these cases, tying it into Tammy, the people call her Mammy Tammy, talking about Tammy Kemp on the bench when she gave the Bible out. What I've noticed too with these death row cases, especially when a let's say a black person who's on death row for killing a white person, for instance, that person will still those white family members will not to be talking about forgiveness if one of their loved ones are killed. They actually want them, oh, they'll support, oh, I forgive them, but they don't fight the death penalty, saying, "Oh no, they gotta go, they gotta go." So,
Well, yeah. Actually, I sentenced more white defendants to electrocution than I did black ones. The jury would find them guilty. I'd have to set the execution date and the place of execution. But honestly, I always found that if black folk participated in the process, then justice could be served. If
yeah,
they did not, then you weren't going to get justice. So there were too many black folk entirely who tried to get out of jury duty. One of the most common calls I get now is, "Judge, how I get out of jury service? I ain't got time for it." No, I'm not going to tell you because you need to serve. You've been bitching about justice is just us. Get your ass down there and sit on that jury.
yeah, most definitely. Don't ignore jury duty.
And
You
when you get down there, don't try to get off the jury. And when you get in the damn jury room, for goodness sakes, quit trying to, please stand up for yourself and don't get cowed by the white folk back there. Well, they all wanted to say you was guilty and go home. Who was I to sit there and get, I ain't gonna hold everybody up. Well, what the hell is that?
Well, yeah, well, I want to say this to Monique TC. Yes, you will get one in. She says she appreciates your knowledge, Judge. She says she always enjoys your show.
Thank you, ma'am. That's always appreciated.
and and I want to just say, and I do appreciate you, Gavin, for coming on. GBoo2786, Gavin. Cash App is $ Gavin Squad Esquire. Mine is $1919 BJ. Check out the website kingbjmedia.com, which is produced by Val Denise Jones, and kingbjfitness.com. And also, when I get when I get this nutrition certification laminated or whatever, I'll put it up so you can see it. I do thank the judge for coming on and blessing us with your presence once again. Judge, you are a well, for the black manhood cause. Hey, look, we don't have a lot of black men 70 and up left that'll come down and rain some of his knowledge on the younger ones. So we do thank you, as Ron would say, we love you madly.
Thank you.
Time. And Gavin, you take your time as well. I got to do this thing tomorrow night. And be blessed, everybody. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Y'all take your time.
Yeah.
Love you.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
I'm out of here.
Hey, you
Thank
too.
you, brother, for putting this on.
Good night.
Gotcha.
Thank you all.
Counselor,
Shout
be
out to
cool.
everybody.
Always good seeing you.
Hi, now.
seeing you.
All right.